Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the RSL. I'm Tasteless, and joined with me is Sturgeon. How's it going, man?
It's going great, dude. We had a good week of StarCraft last week. Looking forward to another one here. The game has changed. You know, everything's kind of up in the air at the moment. Yeah. It's going to be super unpredictable.
Week by week, the game is changing, so we're going to see what state it's in right now. It's going to be interesting. We have a big change here now with the cost of the command center. Yes. We'll unpack this more and more as the game goes on here, but definitely a time where there's a lot of transformation happening in StarCraft 2. We just wrapped up week 1 of the RSL. We're here in season 6. Of course, this season finals will be at BlizzCon. Very excited about that as well.
Yeah, here is our schedule. You can see we're on the 18th at the moment. We've had 1 week of StarCraft so far, and it's including this weekend, 4 more weekends of action every Saturday and Sunday until we get our 2 players who, like you said, will be heading out to BlizzCon for the finals.
Yeah, super excited about that. So you can see the entirety of our schedule here now. I know it's a little bit of downtime between the loser bracket semis and loser bracket finals and then BlizzCon, but Blizzard wanted to have enough time to make sure, you know, wherever the player is from that qualifies, we can get visa sorted and get the travel and accommodations sorted. But we're really grateful that Blizzard is offering us a spot here. And an opportunity to kind of debut our tournament on a huge stage. We're super excited for that.
Yeah, it's going to be sick to see StarCraft 2 on the big stage again. Oh, here we go. Here's the time. So let's just get the real time. 6 p.m. KST, and don't forget 2:30 in the afternoon in the North Sentinel Islands.
That's right. We got all our time zones down here. Warsaw is back on the map here for the time zones as well. Basically, we're starting an hour earlier than we normally do. Just so, you know, some of these days are long, some of these days are short, but I think it kind of made more sense for us out here to kind of get this started at a time where if we do go late, everybody can still take the train back home. Yeah, so be sure to join us there if you can. We are sponsored by Archon Studio. They're the StarCraft tabletop miniatures game makers, and not just StarCraft, they've got a ton of other great products on their site, but I would highly recommend you check out their tabletop miniatures. They look so good. They are so true to the StarCraft universe. And it's not just a cool figurine you could put, you know, on your bookshelf behind your desk at your PC, but also it's an actual strategy game that you can play.
Yeah, you can make your build order, get your plan going, play with some friends. I think we're going to have a game later in the year.
Yes.
See how we get on with it. I cannot wait for that. Also, guys, check out the Patreon. The RSL is, you know, community funded by you guys, the community. You get various perks depending on what tier you want to sign up for. You can vote on the maps. The Patreon crew always brings in some good maps, a lot of 4-player maps. You get the replays, so you can study your build orders. You can vote on what players join the RSL and a whole bunch of other stuff. There is also a free tier that you can sign up for if you just want to be notified of when the tournament is going live, what we're up to, and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, we've also got merch that is for sale here if you want to support us in that way as well. Patreon supporters do get a discount there. We've got RSL-related merch, Tasteless stuff on there. We've got just kind of general gamer stuff, but definitely check it out. I think there's something for everybody on there.
Yeah, also check out the YouTube, Revive SC2 over on YouTube. You can get your spoiler-free VODs there. We're trying to grow this. We've been trying to grow it for just over a year now, and It's been pretty good in the beginning, but I still think there's room for improvement. You know, we can keep building this thing. So if you're a Twitch watcher, also check out the YouTube, drop a subscription or a like. Let us know how things are going over there.
Yeah. So here's our group standing so far. We're halfway through the group stages here of the RSL. So advancing so far is Seoul. By the way, super excited to have him in our first, his first RSL, I should say. And Beyond moving on. Rogue and Solar moving through for the Zergs with Morrow being knocked out. Kind of a crazy result there in Group B. Today we're doing Group D. We had some scheduling conflicts. So Group C is going to be starting tomorrow. You did not accidentally skip ahead to the wrong part of a VOD. It's going to be Clem, Lambo, Scarlett, and Cure duking it out today.
Yeah, very excited to see these games today. Looking forward to what Clem's cooking up on the new patch. I'm also really looking forward to Group C, as we haven't seen any Protoss games except for Nightmares. Especially Hero. That's who I really want to see play on the new patch, because he's kind of the top guy for Protoss right now. I want to see what builds he's bringing, how he's playing the game. and just see how he gets on. Also, of course, Trap is coming back. He was voted in by the Patreon supporters.
Yes.
I know Gemini is going to be happy for that one.
I saw Gemini tweeting about that. He was very, very excited for that. It's going to be a very Protoss-y day there for Group C. Also, speaking of Protoss, I'm curious if we're going to see Clem play Protoss now. Again, the game has shifted several times in its iteration with these patch updates. So, you know, days like today are very valuable because when you have a bunch of radical changes, it's going to be these guys that can figure out, you know, how to play and what to do. So we're going to start the evening off here with Clem versus Lambo.
Yeah, this is going to be a great set. We can see our maps at the bottom. We've got Necropolis and at Eternity's Edge. And then one of our new maps, which was voted in, Voidstorm, to round things out. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how these games go. You know, Clem, obviously the Ghost was changed as well. Everyone's talking about the 300 mineral CC, but Ghosts were reduced to 2 supply again. So Terran late game got buffed. You know, is Clem going to go for something like that? It's not what we usually see from him. He's more of a mid-game kind of momentum, tempo-based player, but he can do it for sure. So, yeah, can't wait to get this started and see what's going on as we load into map number 1 in just a second here on the Necropolis.
All right, let's get into it. We've got Clem here in the bottom right, and in the top left is Lambo. And, you know, we've got the change in the cost of the command center. Lots of changes kind of back-to-back, almost, you know, week-to-week here in the new patch. This will eventually, I think, kind of taper down. As we can see, you know, the game is being reimagined here from Blizzard. But let's see what, you know, both Clem and Lambo are going to do here. I do think both the game from these players as well as our cast is probably going to be more exploratory than really authoritative on how this is supposed to work, because, you know, whenever you have these changes, you got to kind of let the players lab it out. And the ultimate laboratory is the tournament.
The RSL.
The RSL. Sorry, that's the RSL.
Yeah.
All other laboratories are less than this one. No, but, you know, we've got a prize pool on the line. We've got the notoriety. We've got tickets to BlizzCon on the line. So whatever ideas they think are going to be the best are going to be played out here, and we're going to see, you know, what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think the easiest call to make is that we're going to see a tend towards more 3 CC builds in most Terran matchups. You know, you just get it quicker and easier than you did before, so that makes sense. From the other races' perspective, are you going to try more aggressive builds, you know, to punish 3 CC builds?
Right.
Are you going to, you know, try to shut that down before that macro engine gets going? These are the kind of questions that we have, and I'm kind of looking at Lambo as someone to show us what his, you know, take on the matchup is, as he's very good in these prep tournaments. And I know the patch kind of just dropped, but I feel like he can come up with stuff quick. And we saw so many good player and map-specific builds from Lambo throughout the last season of the RSL. So I'm very curious what he's going to go for in this season here, as we see the SCV going to make the CC on the low ground, Reaper expand, very normal stuff. Back at home, Lambo's going hatch into pool and gas.
And, you know, the cost of the CC might not seem like a whole lot, right? Like it's a little bit cheaper, right? But, you know, that means you get it started earlier. That means the SCVs come out earlier. The mules get dropped earlier. So this all kind of, it kind of speeds up or hurries the part of the early game where you start to get the economy going here. So, again, we'll see what the true implications of it are as we get more and more matches out here. But I'm very, very interested in casting this. Sometimes the most fun time for me to cast is when there's been a big change in the game, to try to kind of figure out, you know, what the players are going to do and how the game's going to be viewed. So for now, we have one command center, and it looks like he's going to be going for the factory tech and possibly the starport tech after that. We don't see a third CC just yet, but it could happen very soon. He's almost back up to 300 minerals again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that soon, if that's what he wants to go for. He's spending his money for the moment, and there it is.
Yep.
Third CC already going down just after 310 there, I think it was. Very, very quick. The Reaper has got a scout at the main. Lambo only went for the 4 Zerglings, not the 6 this game, so kind of a little extra drone there, which is nice. Sometimes some players like to go for the 6 just to be extra safe. He did lose a Ling as well, which is worth noting. It's very small, but in the early game, these little wins are what you're looking for. So yeah, Clem's going to be powering up here, getting up to his 3 CCs, and then he's going to be doing Clem things with an even stronger start than before. Multitasking, dropping you in multiple places, pushing through the mid, you know. everything that we know him for.
Yeah, a lot of droning up happening right now for Lambo. And I think the general direction that this game's going to take is one that we've seen before here from the Terran, right? This is not a new idea.
Right.
The properties of how you get there are slightly different, but I think the result is going to be the same. It will hit at a different time, though. Yep. Potentially earlier than maybe what Zerg would be ready for. Again, there's been some changes with Zerg and Larva and everything, so we'll kind of see how this all pans out. But again, what I'm most interested in a game like this is when does the real punch from the push hit, and how hard does it hit? How is the Zerg going to be prepared for it, and what can the Zerg do to stop it?
Yeah, I mean, the Zerg also got that lava buff as well, so both sides are getting some buffs here. This creep tumor gonna survive for now. That's nice for Lambo. Plants another one down as well, and finally this Reaper will fall. Hellions are gonna... Oh, okay, that creep tumor does not survive. He's gonna pick that one off. But right now the Reaper's gone, so Clem gonna go home with his Hellions for the moment. As he goes into stim, he's getting his starport on the way, adding extra gas. Just getting all his tech. He can't be super aggressive off 3 CCs this fast. Lambo did actually confirm the third CC is up, so he knows what's going on. He's droning hard. Going to be getting out his queens for defense, get a Baneling nest to be safe, and we'll be heading into the mid game here.
Yeah, stim about to be finished here. I'm curious how soon you can land that third CC. The sooner you get it down there, the better. But doing anything too quickly is going to be something that could be punished. We have the double medevacs about to come out, so we're probably going to get to the phase of the game where we're going to have the roaming from the medevacs. The 2 eBays coming down here as well. And this should all build up into that 8, racks play that we've seen so often.
Yeah, Clem did go for the 2 racks as well as the factory and starport, so he's got very healthy marine production right now, making 2 or 3 at a time. He's got his 2 eBays just finishing up now, combat shield on the way. Layer comes out for Lambo. This is not a quick layer. This is I want as many drones as possible, as quickly as possible layer. And then you start to make lings as the double medevac push comes out. Gonna pick off an Overlord to start. That's nice for Clem. That does let Lambo know the angle that these Marines are coming from.
Yeah, and what he wants to do now is basically just clear the periphery of creep that's on the map. Lambo going to come out here with a push. Lambo is expanding over into the center left position on his side of the map. This is a map where basically you can get up to 5 bases comfortably, and it's quite a reach to expand after that. Now, I don't know when Clem expects to push. It does feel like Zerg can be pretty comfortable on 5 bases without Terran very easily being able to push in here. He is going to drop behind the minerals here, take out an Overlord, and be in a position where it's kind of hard for the Lings alone to really do damage. I think he actually might be able to pop the hatchery here.
Yeah, all the queens coming over. They've got to add their DPS and kind of zone out these medevacs. There we go. Clem will pick up. He lost a couple Marines, but he got some value. Shaving off some Lings. Going to be Hydras this game from Lambo. Hydra Ling Bane. Bane speed on the way as he goes into 1-1 as well. Slightly behind Clem's. Clem will have the upgrade lead once both of those finish for a while. I'm not sure if we got an armory on the way. Okay, the armory just started there, so he'll be able to get his plus 2/2 going as well and try to keep the upgrade lead throughout this game.
Yeah, he's going to poke in again. This hatchery is already decently damaged, so Lambo's got to be very careful to really protect this. Yeah. A popped 4th base at a TVZ is the easiest way to deflate all the potential from the Zerg, right? It's like one of the hardest games to play from. We can see an attack in here. The Lings are going to try to get a surround. A nice shot from the tank takes out the majority of the Banes, and the rest of the Marines in the back can snipe those Banes. He drops the tank, but I think positionally this is going to be a lot more comfortable for Clem.
Yeah, there's no Bane speed here, so it's actually very hard to get the connections you're looking for. These Marines stimming forward. Okay, now Bane speed's done. Lambo tries to engage with Clem. Beautiful focus fire on all those Banelings, and that's going to be it. GG.
Wow. Nicely done by Clem. Yeah, he just sniped enough of the Banes before they hit. The tank got a really good shot on that central part, and there just wasn't enough Banes, and frankly, not enough Queens and everything else to really protect that last hatch. And when the hatch is already, that low on HP, I mean, that's basically, there's no way to save it. So, I mean, a very straightforward loss there. Died on a push on the 4th base.
Yeah, I feel like going without Baneling speed there hurts a lot. He had a lot of Queens. Maybe you can kind of mass transfuse that base, try to buy yourself a little bit more time to get the Bane speed and the engagement goes better. But the push looked very strong from Clem. That was a lot of Marines at that point.
He kind of found a nice position where he was able to unload. The Queens were so far away.
Yeah.
He basically came up on one side of the map and looped all the way down to where that 4th base was being taken. And it was a little uncomfortable. I think whenever, the patching from Blizzard slows down, we're probably going to see this kind of play itself out. When are you safe to take a 4th base? When is Terran overextending if they push?
Right.
But, I mean, in that moment right there, it seemed like Clem had a really, really good position to just kind of end the game right away.
Yeah, Lambo, I think he droned up to like the high 70s as well. Maybe you could go a little bit lower and just try to crush that first push and then try to get your 4th saturated behind that, after that, I should say. So, yeah, a few things Lambo could do differently there, I feel like, if he would have played again. But very strong first game from Clem. He is up 1-0 in the series. We're going to be loading into map number 2, which is going to be at Eternity's Edge. Clem here in the top left, Lambo in the bottom right.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a better game here from Lambo. Truly a very textbook formulaic TVZ there.
Yeah.
If you were teaching somebody what TVZ is supposed to look like if you play the mid-game right, it's that.
Yeah, that was a very, very clean 2-on-1 build there. Just so many Marines. Eventually, after the Hellion production, you switch that tech lab onto the factory, and you only had 1 tank with the push. It wasn't a lot of tanks. It was just a Marine-focused push, with the upgrades coming in very early. And he just got it done, took out that base, and with it, the game. I'm curious if we'll see Lambo go for Hydras again. He didn't really get to use them that game.
We saw a Den. I don't think we saw a Hydra. It was
right, they didn't actually
right
get
before
made.
that started up. So yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see if it's going to be a game where sometimes you watch games like that. And it's like Lambo never got to do whatever he wanted to do. Right? They're both like making stuff, and then Clem goes, "Okay, I'm going to attack first." And very straightforward game. The game is won there. This game, Clem is going for barracks into gas, and with the minerals banking up pretty high now, I would assume there's going to be a command center behind this. So probably a Reaper to scout. We have seen Zergs that will do the Ling runaround against this. Although I guess most things get the pool earlier when they do that. But
pool before hatch.
Yeah, never mind. I take it back.
Yeah, that's kind of a new thing though. It's an old idea, but it's one that's just kind of come back recently, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's really good. I kind of like that style, but now Zergs are just saying, actually, I think we prefer opening hatch first.
Right.
Just to have that better eco and get going.
It feels like it's an idea that you have to kind of be in a meta for a long time before you can start introducing that. Otherwise, you're countering something that might not be happening at all, right?
Yeah. I think Solar did it really well with those 6-lings and just won the game with it, right?
Yeah.
He just pretty much ended the game. You killed the SCV making the CCE while the Reaper's in your base. And then the Terran has to bring so many SCVs off the line. The damage can accumulate very quickly. GG Machine was doing it basically every game in his group.
Yeah.
With just the 4-lings and getting decent damage every time. So I really like that idea and that approach. Obviously, the hatch first is kind of the standard, has been for many years. So now the Zergs are kind of going back more towards that as their preference. And we'll have to see if it's another quick 3 CCs out of Clem here as the natural is on the way. And we got the factory going down as well, looking pretty similar so far.
Okay, the Reaper's going to come in here. A dance we've seen many times before. Some drones are going to be transferred down. And he's going to go for this drone. I don't think he's going to get the kill on that. And this should be about the point where the Reaper has to get out now. The factory's almost done. We're probably going to have the starport tech behind that. I would not be shocked if we had... Nice kill there. I would not be shocked if we had a 3rd CC again.
Yeah, neither would I. I mean, okay, we do see the starport going down at the moment. But yeah, I mean, it's so cheap right now. It makes sense to play 3 CC builds. Very kind of... greedy creep tumor there from Lambo, by the way, just putting it down right when the Reaper is still there. Yeah,
a little ambitious by him, actually kind of giving him a target to then pick off. So yeah, I mean, if I had to guess, this is probably going to be one of these games where we once again unpack a 3cc 8 racks. We've got some Hellions being made. The other question we got to ask ourselves is how many Hellions are going to be made, right?
Right.
the more Hellions you make, it's going to be the less of anything that really does complement the push. The Hellions kind of have an important role. Okay, this is actually going to be quite different from the other game. It's going to be Hellions and Banshee with Cloak.
Yep.
So he's going to come out and basically try to clear creep. There is the choice to run in and kill drones, although that can oftentimes backfire. I mean, when it works, you look like a genius. And when it doesn't work, you look like a scrub. And then the Banshee, of course, can kill workers or maybe even like deny a hatchery right as it starts.
Yeah, Clem did send that Reaper into the main to try to maybe distract Lambo and send the Hellions in after, but Lambo didn't send anything up there, and we'll just defend the front for now. These Hellions just sharking around with the Reaper, see if there's anything they can get. Sometimes a drone gets made at that third base and is hanging out by himself. Not the case at the moment. 3 queens being made, you know, simultaneously here for Lambo, so he's going to go heavy into the queen count with the drones. And then I think the question here is going to be, once the Banshees come out and once Cloak is done, how much can... Okay, great scout by this Ling, by the way. Sees it perfectly, knows the exact timing. We'll need some spores. There we go. Spores going down for detection. And this Ling also sees the third CC at the front. So fantastic scout by that one Ling.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty bold of him to just put that CC right out there. Definitely a confident play here from Clem. We've got the Hellions and the Reaper kind of coming around the edge of the creep here to see can they get a pick off or anything like that. It's pretty much determined that Zerg is going to have to take the base just above the main here. I think it's pretty hard to try to expand to this location just to the left of where those queens were. Yep. We'll see if he can try to set up a deny or anything like that here. And once again, we've got, you know, the double eBay, we've got the stim coming along. I mean, this is all going to crescendo into a big push here from the Terran.
Yeah, indeed. He's going into his double eBays again, like he said. Upgrades will be on the way. These Hellions just trying to shave off as many Lings as they can from this pack. Lambo wants to be drone right now, but he's got to respect the kind of potential of these Banshees and Hellions. This one Banshee just hanging around this airspace here will join up with his buddy there. Any drones that are kind of being transferred will be a target, so Lambo has to be careful. Good placement of those 3 queens on the ramp. Lambo kind of zoning everything very well right now, I feel like. And drone in 12 in production right now. Lambo's drone count is actually insane right now. Going to be going up to 70 in the near future. As long as he doesn't take damage here, he could be in a good spot.
Yeah, it looks like 1 drone goes down. Totally forgivable. The Baneling's Nest and the Hydra Den are going to complete at about the same time. So this is... did he get them at the same time last time? I think he went Baneling Nest first, Hydra Den. So maybe he's kind of pushed his tech or front-loaded that a little bit more here. We know that a push is going to come from Terran.
Yeah.
Right, with the way this is going, that's sort of always what happens with Terran, unless they decide to like just play like Maru and which, by the way, with the CC cost now, that might be a really smart way to play.
Yeah, and the ghost supply change as well. That might make sense, but I feel like if you leave Zerg alone forever, even with the better late game, you're going to have trouble. So
even a lot of games where the Terran kind of starts a turtle in the end game, it's usually off of a failed push.
Right.
So we know the push is going to come. The question is going to be, is Lambo going to have the tools necessary to stop it? You know, you've got Banshees harassing, Medevac's about to drop, and Hellions moving around, but eventually all of these units sort of merge together into one big push to try to actually get the kill move off. All these jabs into the Zerg early on are kind of designed to allow this final push to come in, not final push, but the big push to come in and kind of close the game out. And now we've got Terran pushing in, and there's basically 2 queens completely exposed. This is before the hatchery's done. Again, the timings are all a little bit unusual and alien.
So many Lings here for Lambo, though. Oh my gosh, going to try and surround this whole army. Force it to pick up. A lot of the Hellions go down there as well.
Kind of funny to see a push halfway through a hatchery finished. Sometimes you want to kill the hatch like as it's done, right? Because then they can't cancel. Or you can try to get in there and hit it right as it starts, because you're forced to cancel so quickly. But kind of an ambitious move, and it didn't work. Yeah,
I mean, last game he hit a push before Banespeed finished, and it paid off. But this time, there were just so many Lings, like just an insane amount of Lings. And Lambo gets a great engagement. He wasn't able to get behind the mineral lines, something like that, where the Hellions just start really barbecuing those Zerglians as they try to engage. But here comes the follow-up push. He's going to send these Banshees home, either to repair them and bring them with the attack, or just to deal with run buys. That's also an option. Great scouting once again by Lambo. He does see the move out here, so he will have time to prepare this. He's making as many Hydras and Lings as he can right now. At the moment, this tank is not sieged. The Widowmine actually goes off on a lot of those Baners, though. Great connections there, but here come the Hydras as the follow-up. The tank trying to siege. Okay, and Lambo pulls back at a good time there. If he stayed for a little bit longer, so many Hydras would have went down.
You don't see that very often. I really like what Lambo did there. He did just enough damage and went, nope.
Yeah.
Not going to mess with the siege tank. I'm not going to overstay my welcome. Clem has been whittled down several times over. The odds of this push, working is less and less. Now, he still might have a miracle play. He might have great control, but it looks like a small, frankly, kind of measly attack coming out here from Clem.
Yeah, Lambo's been making loads of units. I think he has enough to deal with this. He has Balin speed now as well. Good position with these tanks in the corner on the right there, but the flank as well from Lambo comes in, takes out the left tank instantly. The right tank will fall as well, and the medevacs try to get into the main and get some damage done as that attack just kind of fails.
Okay, another drop comes in here, and I mean, this is the best he can hope for, but you know, with the attack over here as well, I think that Lambo might be destabilized. He just loses that base. And Clem, okay, now is this going to be too greedy? I was going to say he could get in and get right back out. It looks like he doesn't overextend. You know, that hatchery, it's so tempting. Keep in mind, that's not actually one with minerals around it. That's below that, right? So you're basically taking out a production hatchery, not so much a base location where you're getting resources from.
Yeah, Clem with the 1-2 punch there. Very nice. Lambo's super supply blocks right now. 155 over 124.
Whoa.
He needs a lot of overlords. He's making them right now, but he's still actually supply block for the moment. A medevac goes down here. Lambo needs to stabilize, needs to get mining on his fourth base. He's adding the infestation pit, trying to get to that hive tech eventually. But I don't think Clem's going to give him the time. Here comes the next wave of bio.
You know, it's crazy. I think Clem he was in a bad spot, and he sort of just finessed his way into a lead. He's maxed out. Lambo, you know, after breaking the supply block, is trying to catch up, but it looks like these two bases are going to fall before Lambo can get back on his feet.
Yeah, Clem's going to just snipe these hatcheries super quick. Okay, actually being a little bit cautious here as the Lingbane starts to engage. The Widowmine shots go off. Some big hits there. Lambo falls back as that Queen falls as well. He's trying to bring everything to this side right now just to hold on to this hatch. If this hatchery falls, it's really bad for Lambo. His supplies starting to fall behind. 3-3s on the way for Clem as well. He's just firing on all cylinders right now.
Yeah, another dive's going to come in here. That's going to be it. GG. Really impressive stuff from Lambo. I mean, from Clem. Lambo actually played really well in the early game, but I mean, Clem just took a situation where the push was kind of failing, and he basically withdrew the push and turned it into harass.
Yeah.
And you know, he hit a base we weren't even really all thinking about, right? It was that base at the far left.
Right.
There was nothing there.
Yeah, Lambo said everything to deal with the tank push. You think that's the big threat, right? But there was a second wave of, you know, a bunch of Marines going down to snipe the other hatch, and that's what Clem's so good at, you know?
Yeah.
Really stretching your multitasking. Are you defending this push, but also looking for another one that's coming down the other side of the map? Beautiful stuff from Clem. He played it really well. That wasn't even a fast 3cc build. You know, it wasn't like the 310, 315 cc.
Yeah.
But making both styles work very well there.
You know, it's funny. I was talking about how the push was looking, I think the word I used was measly. Like it just seemed, but that's because he had already basically stopped doing a full-on push.
Right. I actually thought the same.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Lambo's crushing this, dude.
Yeah, we're going to go into game 3 in no time. But actually what happened was he just stopped reinforcing it and had another attack coming down here. And that's basically what Lambo wasn't ready to deal with. Right? He kind of, he treated the game the way that we were casting it. Like that all he had to do was crush this. And in fact, one of his bases was exposed.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, guys, check out the Patreon. Patreon.com/RevivSC2. You can sign up, get your replays, vote on maps, vote on players. We almost saw one of the new maps voted in there. Trap's been voted in this season, so there's a ton of different perks, different tiers. There's also the free tiers where you can get notified about what we're doing. And we have merch and a Discord if you want to hang out and chat with everyone. Yeah, the more you support, the more you can engage with the tournament, like we were saying, maps, voting players, getting the replays, all that. We would love to earn your support. We're basically going on all throughout the year. We are going to have our our finals for this at BlizzCon, but we have an offline finals. We haven't announced the details of that yet, but that's another one that we do one of these every year for RSL. And there's going to be more information about that coming up here. So there's a lot more to come. Anyways, we hope to earn your support. Yeah, another one, dude. You know it's good when it's like difficult to explain how much stuff we got going on. There's just so many things going on. I don't know how to talk about it. Guys, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to continue on here with our next best of 3 in Group D of the RSL.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Group D in RSL Season number 6. I have joined up over here with Sturgeon. Really interesting games we saw just before. It seemed like Clem is just kind of keeping up with his same style and just kind of bulldozering everyone. It seems it's very difficult to play against this guy.
Yeah, he's doing similar stuff to before, but just better and faster than he used to be, and just looking super strong in those games, kind of textbook TVZ masterclass, really.
Yeah, and we're going to be going into yet another TVZ. It's going to be Cure versus Scarlett. Scarlett, one of the players that was voted in from the Patreon vote as well, so very cool to have her back in the RSL. But yeah, this one's going to be, I feel like another one that's a little bit more favored towards the Terran player, I would say. Cure is definitely a bit of a favorite compared to Scarlett. Scarlett, just overall, I feel like hasn't been playing as much as she was, when she was in her prime and everything. So,
sure.
It's potentially going to be a bit more Cure favored. Scarlett did actually win the last time they played, but that was back at the beginning of the year in January. And that's the only time they've actually played this year. And of course, now we're in a different landscape with the patch and everything. So I feel like it's going to be up in the air to see what we actually have in this match.
Yeah, she did play in that Chinese tournament as well, right?
Yeah,
recently, and she looked like she was playing pretty well.
That is true.
So I'm not sure exactly how much she practices these days, but I'm very curious to find out how things go here as we load into map number 1 on Exarch. Kyo going to be in the bottom right, and Scarlett in the top left.
Yeah, I like that we're having Exarch come out as our first map here in this series. We've got a lot of 4-player maps for this season, of course. A lot of those got voted in by the Patreon members as well. So we've got lots of interesting maps coming out for this season. Exarch definitely already an interesting one from last season as well. It was pretty cool to see some of the games that we had on there. Some interesting interactions, of course, with the way the scouting paths work, with those, whatever you call them, the worker-only paths, I guess, on the
tubes.
Edges. The tubes, yeah. Here they're more kind of like just kind of
like conveyor
tunnels. Yeah, conveyor belt.
It's like that thing at the airport where you...
Yes, exactly.
You stand on it when you're feeling lazy, or you run on it when you're going to miss your flight.
Absolutely. The ones on Fear and Faith are the tubes.
That's like riding the metro or the subway,
exactly,
right? Yeah.
Yes. I do like these. I do like these tubes and these little expressways. I don't know, for the workers. It's kind of interesting.
It's a whole new world for these workers, man.
Yeah,
They don't have to run through the middle of the map anymore.
They're so safe now. They've got such nice highways.
Safe, yeah. For a while, yeah, until the action starts and then they get blown up. But
yeah.
Interesting note is cross spawn here on Exarch, so the longest possible rush distance, which is, maybe good for the Zerg. The Terran timings will hit slightly later. The harass hits a little bit later. So you have a little bit more leeway there to get your defense ready in time. Unless you're going to be the aggressor as the Zerg, and then it goes the other way.
Yeah. It looks like Scarlett did go for a pull first this time as well, so perhaps looking to use some of those early Zerglings to, catch a command center out while it's still building. Or something like that, of course, with the way that the map is laid out. It's going to be more difficult for her to get that information.
It's actually Queen and Drone and no Lings. Wow.
Interesting. Okay.
Very interesting.
Yeah, what's your take on this, Mr. Zergy? What's the idea?
That's pretty interesting. We often see the, Lings first if you're going to do the runaround. Or like Queen and a pair of Zerglings just to deal with the Reaper. But here it's just like Queen ASAP and then a Drone. I guess if it's cross-spawn, that's going to be very nice. So basically very, very little risk, but also keeping your eco competitive. Even Extractor tricking out the 19th drone there at 21 supply. I really like that. Little optimization there.
Do you love to see all the build order optimizations? As I'm sure the Terrans are definitely going to be enjoying some of that with the recent patch that they've had.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be coming over some insane builds.
He didn't scout it in time. Oh, no, he expected it to be finished. To be able to see the creep, but he actually moved away at the last split second.
Hatch first.
Yeah, exactly. That's a bit unfortunate for Cure, so he's going to miss out a little opportunity, of course, but it wouldn't have really mattered anyway since the Queen was already ready. The Queen was out earlier from the earlier spawning pool, so it would have still been difficult for him to actually get anything done. It wasn't like there was an opening that was easily abusable, but yeah, just a small little interaction, which is kind of interesting that, yeah, he just completely missed the scout, and that will come up. Doesn't actually get the exact information on when exactly this hatch finished. He might just be thinking like, oh, maybe I misscouted just based on the map or something. damage. So he might be a little in the dark as to what exactly the build order was.
Yeah, it's always nice to get that Reaper, in there as fast as possible. And Scarlett was actually able to place the tumor down uncontested, which is
true.
Very nice. Often the Reaper will make you delay that for a long time, but she was able to get that tumor super quick, start spreading that creep towards the middle of the map. That's going to be very nice for her. And we have a quick layer on the way. This is a 2-base layer build right now. She does have link speed on the way as well. Adding in more gases, maybe a 2-base muta build if we get that 4th gas. We'll have to see where she's going with this as this Reaper. And like you say, Cure he didn't get into the main. He wasn't able to do any kind of harassment or slow the Zerg eco at all. So he's in the dark a little bit at the moment.
Yeah, he's going to have to see exactly what he can get done with the Reaper with how limited amount of opportunity he's had for now. It's just going to be sitting at the watchtower. As he goes into the stim and continuing on into his normal build order. The layer is, of course, the interesting thing here with the 3rd hatch only just now starting for Scarlett. And with the layer finishing, we can kind of get a sense of what's going on. And it will be that fast Spire, so it's going to be a 2-base muta, like you had mentioned. Well, what's your take on doing a 2-base muta on a map as big as Exarch like this? I feel like there's a lot of room, of course, to be able to move the mutas around, but I feel like it's also a very aggressive style that does kind of want to get in the Terran's face a little bit. I don't know. What do you think about it?
I just look at the map layout, and I think you can kind of bounce between the natural and the main quite easily here, which I really like. Obviously, bigger map distance mean the initial mutas get across the map a little bit later, right?
Yeah.
And maybe you don't have that surprise factor.
Right.
And it doesn't hit quite as hard, but I think more important than that is kind of the layout of the map. And this is a great map for run-bys as well, so Link Bane muta is going to be pretty good, I think. You're going to have loads of different paths to send them around. Just worth pointing out, Scarlett did see the 3rd CC with that Overlord a while back, so she knows exactly what she's up against. Going to be able to drone a little bit higher than if you did not have that information. And go for a quick burrow along with the Bane speed as well.
Ooh, I do like that. We've been seeing a lot of burrowed banelings coming on into these TVZs lately. I feel like I've been seeing more and more really big hits, especially in some of our tournaments as well. We've had quite a lot of clips of players doing some crazy baneling landmines, so yeah, would love to see some more. That's probably one of the most exciting things you could see in this game. And I mean, Scarlett, of course, very famous for the good old Habitation Station match against Bomber years ago with those crazy baneling landmines. So it would be cool to see those coming on in as the Zergling just kind of blocks this 3rd CC for just a little bit.
Almost done here.
Ooh,
that would actually be huge if she's able to force a scan to be used, but here come the Marines.
No, the
no,
timing.
5 more seconds.
No, the random niche timing that never interacts. Oh, dang it, we didn't see it.
Yeah, it would have been nice, but, like you said, still can go for the burrowed Bane mines, can put Lings at the 4th bases, force Terran to use a scan over there. I think it's good to have burrow. Okay, these Lings just
conga line into death.
That was a meat grinder right there. Conga line.
That looked so funny. Well, here's the rest of the units that were supposed to be with those coming along. 2 of the Banelings going to go and see the army and then burrow. Did Cure actually realize that? It doesn't... Okay, he did notice. Okay. Thank God. That would have been really awkward. But, of course, now Scarlett seeing this army does need to kind of retreat a little bit. A couple of those Banelings going to roll on into the 3rd base nice and quickly, and that's going to get a nice connection. Killing 5 SCVs is great for 2 Banelings at this point in the game.
Yeah, that's a lot of bang for your buck right there. 5 SCVs. Cure, though, he's got a decent-sized force here. He's pushing, clearing out with his creep. The Banes are actually morphing here and getting caught. They do not finish. That is very unfortunate for Scarlett. She's going to have to, summon all the defenses here if she's going to not take damage here. Good run by at the 3rd base of Cure. But what is it home to defend right now?
Yeah, this map is really awkward, of course, with this mineral line being so forwardly placed. It's very difficult to actually defend it. It's immediately under threat, and now Scarlett, trying to get all the Banelings onto these Marines, will be able to dislodge this push for now, but did lose quite a lot of mining time, of course, during that. Had to pull those drones, did lose a few of them, but not without doing some damage on the other side as well.
Yeah, 9 SCVs fell during that, and they're actually on even work accounts right now.
Getting both the medevacs is also great.
Yeah. So I'm not sure who comes out better overall. I think probably Scarlett there. I mean, you get 14 SCVs, but somehow the drone count isn't that far ahead. Going to have to make that up soon as the 4th base goes down. You want to get that saturated. But yeah, I think Scarlett's in a great position right now.
Yes. I feel like the fact that Scarlett needed to get so many units out to be able to defend, of course, then limits how many drones that she was able to make. So sure, she did kill a lot, but like you said, it only evened it up essentially. So at this point now, we need to see how much Scarlett can flourish. Great focus fire by Cure onto those Banelings, making sure as little of those get a connection as possible, but there's still so many units from Scarlett, trying to bust down this third base, unable to get the bunker until just now, so a lot of those units were used to try and break that defense, but now the rest of the reinforcements come from Cure, and we'll be able to defend that, but another 5 SCVs do get picked off as well.
Yeah, now the eco stance look better. Scarlett getting a 5th base here, going into an infestation pit. Double upgrades on the way, as well as the overall movement speed and the +1 carapace for air. So kind of getting all the upgrades going here, all the layer upgrades, working towards that hive. And then if you just... Oh, 2 mines actually go off. Big hit on the mutas. They will fall, but that's still, you know, a decent trade for the mines.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, those mutas are very weakened as well, so they're going to have to run back home and just kind of heal up a little bit. And they might walk right over the Marines. Thank God Scarlett was paying attention, because those were going to get killed off very quickly if she wasn't. So able to keep those alive for now as she starts to recoup back home.
Dude, those Marines on the speed zones are so scary for mutas. Okay, now we see Thor's coming out, as well as the Widow Mine upgrade. So kind of moving into a more anti-muta army. I like this from Cure. I feel like he is a little bit behind in this game at this point. 2 Overlords do get picked off, though, as they're both kind of fighting for the control of the middle of this map, it feels like, at the moment.
Yeah, it's really interesting. They're really trying to take hold of that, of course. There's a lot of speed and slow zones all around it, and the Watchtower itself gives a lot of vision, so it's a great anchoring point since it's just, you know, a cross-spawn situation here. It's a great spot to be able to keep maintain of. For now, it looks like both players are just kind of sitting back for just a little bit as this 2 burrowed units. I wonder if they could see each other under the ground.
What if
they're just like both under there, just like staring at each other underneath in the middle of the dirt?
Yeah, I'm sure the mine wouldn't care, but as a Ling, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, the Widow Mine actually didn't connect onto those mutas. It looked like for a second it was. So now Scarlett will be able to break this position, and Cure is now sent packing back home.
Yeah, the Thor joins up with these Marines, though, going to add a lot of firepower as Scarlett zooming around the middle of the map, looking for kind of avenues of attack where the Terran army is lacking. This mine gets set off, only on an Overseer, which is great. And Cure trying to secure a 4th base right now. He really needs to get it soon. We're already at almost 11 minutes into the game.
Killing off those rocks would be really nice, of course, opening up another attack avenue for Scarlett with these counterattacks. Of course, the Lings really want to make sure that they can get inside of those mineral lines. Cure is desperately scratching his head, wondering what is going on here, as he does kill that off. And now it's just going to allow Scarlett to go for a counterattack into the natural with basically her whole army. She's going to really try and force this issue. 9 and 10 SCVs getting killed off, but a lot of Zerglings and Banelings used to get that damage, as the Lings over on the left-hand side only just now killed all those rocks. So would have been great if that could have happened at the exact same time, but unfortunately it did take quite a while to get that down. But still, great damage yet again from Scarlett. It feels like she's really in control of how the economy state is going throughout this entire game.
Yeah, she's got her Ultra Cavern on the way, Adrenal as well. She's just, you know, playing so well right now. We have creep spread basically to the middle of the map. I feel like if it gets any further, it's going to be a real danger to Cure. And he's just struggling to get down his next base right now. He's kind of hunkered down there. He does have 3-3 on the way, which is a huge power spike, as we know. But Scarlett's adding Infestors into this mix as well. She's going to have a very strong composition. Getting bases really far away from each other. So even if Cure gets one, if she can get some counter damage and save the other one, she could still be in a very good position.
I love all the spread out Zerglings and Banelings just burrowed everywhere, really taking use of the map and making it so that way the inherent weakness of it being so large is being offset by the fact that she's got so much vision anyways. And it can't really be easily cleared either, as another round of Banelings do find their way into the third base, killing essentially every single SCV that is mining. So once again, Scarlett is trying to reset the economy of Cure. He can't really get past 60 workers without another massive counterattack killing everything.
Yeah, his economy's taken a beat in this game, and these mutas always a threat.
What?
Some overlords.
Sacrificial overlords wasting the mine
off.
shots. In the natural as well. Like, how did those get there? It's so funny.
I don't know what we were trying to do there, but
I think it's just a misrelief.
Yeah.
So funny.
This drop will get picked off, though. All the Marines go down. The mutas will find that medevac more than likely. And Cure's trying to clear some of this creep spread because now it's starting to really encroach on his side of the map.
Oh. There's a lot going on in this game. Players are not paying attention to every single thing. As 9 more drones do get killed off on the left-hand side. But again, that still puts Scarlett only down to 77, so it's not like it's an insanely terrible situation for her. She can easily recoup that if she wants to. This drop is going to get picked off as well, as the Mutas will be able to clear out 3 medevacs, which is not exactly, that's not a little amount. Like, that's kind of nice to have. Yeah, you want to keep as many of those alive.
In this economy, Gemini?
In this economy.
3 medevacs?
Hey, man, I thought those, I mean, that's what, 3 CCs? You know, you can save that instantly with that 100 extra minerals per each. But anyways. Ling's still trying to do lots of different counterattacks, but they're not able to do too much just yet. Scarlett looks like she's trying to hunt for the actual finishing blow right now.
Yes, very Marauder heavy composition. Lots of mines here. It's going to be difficult to break this, but she does have an Ultra at the front. Can psycho some of these big hits. The Banes come rolling in. Oh, more SCVs fall. Only a few, actually, but the base goes down.
Yeah, that is a great pickoff. Once again, Cure below 50 SCVs, really making it difficult to get an economy going right now, as another base is going to get targeted by a single drop. It might get killed off, but I don't even know if Scarlett really cares if that dies at this point, because again, she's just in such control of the economy. It will get killed off, and some units are sent to dispatch of it for now, but at least this will distract Scarlett for a little bit, allow Cure a moment to kind of reposition and just kind of get his stuff set up defensively yet again, but Scarlett's immediately going to keep trying to go at it with the counterattacks yet again. Ling's going into the natural as Widow Mine's being used to kill all of those off, as the drop finally does get cleared up by the Mutas.
She's been on 95 plus drones for like quite a while now. The economy is absolutely insane. And so many medevacs have fallen in this game. Like, we see 2 here, 3 there, but that must be going up to a very large amount. We see the resources lost here, about 4,000 difference. Pure now just trying to get this 4th base still, as another attack rolls into the natural. There's not even that many workers here anymore, so going to go to work on some of these turrets. Banelings get great connections on the Marines.
Yeah, there's a couple Marauders which will be able to help for now, as the Ultralisk is basically left alone. But again, this is just getting so difficult for Curies. He's just going every which way, trying to keep every single mineral line alive, and half the time they aren't actually being saved. That time he did keep quite a lot of his SCVs alive, but now it just opens up the weakness at this 4th base. Thankfully, the Marauders were in time, were able to react to be able to defend against that. So for now, it looks like Cure has actually found a moment where he could actually stabilize and potentially push across the map with his whole army.
Yeah, he actually has the army supply advantage right now by about 15. This is a scary army because his work count is so low. Now that he's almost maxing out, it's actually a ton of units. These speed zones and slow zones are going to play a big part here as the Ultras try to run into the stone ones. The fungal is huge on all those Marauders, all in the red right now, trying to retreat. Bio falling on the left as well. Oh my god.
These Ultralisks are trying to get as much damage as possible. The Marauders now with so few medevac energy to actually heal them right now. Another Infestor coming up to get another fungal down, and this 4th base is getting ransacked yet again. Cure will GG out. Very unfortunate positioning from him, because he got stuck in that slow zone right when the Infestor threw the fungal out.
Right.
So it was so difficult. You saw him try to just barely micro away at the bottom of the screen there, but unable to get far enough out with all of the units stuck in the slow zone. So really nice capitalization by Scarlett, kind of realizing where the army actually was set up, knowing what kind of ability she can get sent out, and making use of that interesting little middle map feature.
The swarm was swarming that game, man.
That's
There
true.
were bases everywhere. The creep spread was good. The harassment was excellent, by the way. All the way
Incredible.
from like the first 2 Banes. They got 5 SCVs. Then it was run-bys, one after another, into the natural, into the 3rd. The Mutas going into the main. The harassment was non-stop. Teching behind it, getting a really good eco. Yeah, I mean, I think there are a few questions about Scarlett's form, like how much she's been playing recently. But after looking at that game,
Yeah.
the form's looking pretty good.
That was excellent. I feel like the map actually ended up leading more towards her style than anything, because it was such a large map that it made it so difficult for Cure to actually push across. Because of course, against the Mutaplay, you want to try to abuse the fact that they've got such a low econ situation. You want to try to get in their face a little bit once the Mutas do pop and whatever. So it's a bit difficult to do that. And then with all those SCVs getting killed off so early, makes it very hard to do so. Map 2 is going to come up now. At Eternity's Edge is the map itself. Let's see if Cure can fight back here, or if Scarlett's going to do a little bit of a potential upset, I guess we could call it, in this match.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be a bit of a shocking result if she's able to 2-0 Cure. That's not what I would have predicted for this series. Like, definitely be able to take a game, but Cure he's been basically the number 2 Terran in Korea for a long time, right? Obviously, somewhat in Maru's shadow. We always look at Maru as the top dog for the Terrans, but
Yeah.
Cure's been right up there with him, and in some matchups even looking better at times. So this would be a slight upset, as you say, for sure. let's see if she's able to pull it off.
Yeah, she's only ever beaten Cure in a series 5 times in her career, and then 13 losses, so this would be a great one to add to the tally, of course. It looks like Cure's actually going to be sending his SCV to the natural to help wall off there a little bit quicker. We'll, of course, follow that up with the barracks. We'll see if he goes for a fast gas here to potentially go for a Reaper build, or... Okay, so he's going to be going for that gas. He could also, I guess, still go Marines. I've still seen a couple Terran players go for the gas and then just stick it with Marines and then get the faster factory anyway, so it's still kind of up in the air what exactly he'll do, but sometimes when you have the barracks at the front here, they do like to go for the fast Reaper play, and with that second barracks getting placed down, looks like it definitely... Well, I don't want to say definitely, because I also feel like I still see them...
Didn't that happen last season?
Yeah, this happened too, where
the same situation.
They still go gas or something, and then they just rally a bunch of Marines out of it and just walk across the map, so I'm not going to say definitely.
Just say it's definitely going to be Reapers. It's obviously definitely
possibly
Reapers. Yeah, we'll see momentarily. As yeah, I mean, this is why you put that depot down here at the bottom.
See, just like I said, Reapers.
Oh, you knew it all along, dude. You called it, man.
I can see the future.
Kira now going to finish up this wall with the second depot. So yeah, 2 Rex Reaper has been around for a long time. You can play it in different ways. You can make 3 Reapers, or you can make 8, 9, or 10, or you
can make 5.
I'm skipping a few numbers there. I'm skipping a couple numbers there. We'll just move on. But you can make as many as you want and be as aggressive as you want or not want to. Obviously, the more you make, it slows down your eco behind it, your follow-up. So there is that payoff. Scarlett will see this with the Overlord and the lack of a CC for the moment. So it needs to start prepping the 2 Rex Reaper defense.
Yes, 2 Queens coming out right away, and 8 Lings already on the production tab, so Scarlett not taking this lightly whatsoever. Of course, you do need to have a number of units to actually be able to defend against this. It can get out of control very quickly if you under-prepare. So first Reaper's going to jump on up, try to see what it can get, of course, matched with those couple Lings. Actually surrounded with the gap as well. That would have been perfect if a couple of those were able to go around, but still, nice to be able to deny that for now. Would have been really good to halt the pressure and halt the momentum if he was or she was able to kill off that first Reaper.
Yeah, then we have a 3rd Reaper coming across the map, and it looks like that's the last one, as he's not making any more behind this, so these will see what they can get done. One gonna actually go down. Okay, so that's basically the end of the Reaper pressure. Wow. Now you only have 2 left, and a couple Queens and some Lings can deal with these, and once Zerglian speed is finished, they'll be chased all the way back home. Yeah, that is really unfortunate for Cure. We were saying that the first one almost getting picked off in that little gap was really rough, but of course, losing it just a few seconds later to the Queens is equally as bad, so not really a great situation here for Cure, but he's going to go into a 3rd command center very quickly, of course. The double Reaper is going to try to find its way back, but another great surround by the Zerglings, getting the Reapers before they're able to jump on down. That second one also surviving at only 1 HP, so it was almost a perfect play, but still, this is essentially as good as you can get when you come to the early game defense from Scarlett. Yeah, beautiful defense so far, and like you said, the 3rd CC goes down. It's about 30 seconds later than when Clem did it in game 1 there. He got it about 3:10-ish. This one went down about 3:45. Oh, this reactor's actually in trouble here. There's nothing to defend this. It's gonna fall almost definitely, and that's the downside of spawning the top left of the map. Those add-ons do go on the outside there. Yes, the Terrans are losing their minds seeing this as they yet again start typing another Reddit post requesting that to be changed to be able to make on the other side. But yeah, very unfortunate. Of course, Cure is really just kind of reeling in this early game. Nothing has gone the way that he was hoping. And yeah, the 3rd CC is of course going to be later as well, since he went for the 2 racks opener that did nothing. So everything is going to be later coming out of here this game. Scarlett's going to be feeling very good overall. Going for a fast Roach Warren this time, so a bit of a switch up. Not going for any 2-base Muta styles, of course, this game, as the 3rd hatch is already done, nearly done as well. So, yeah, it's going to be going into the Roaches. Is it going to be, do you think, like a very heavy Roach Ravager style coming out of Scarlett here, or is it going to just be a couple for defense against the Hellions? Yeah, I mean, that's the options, right? You can make a few just to defend the Hellions, or you can do like these Roach Ravager pressures that we've seen. That would be very good with the add-ons on the outside. Yeah. If those barracks lift up and leave, I mean, you're going to lose the add-ons as well, right? So that could be good. You can also just make, Roaches and Ravagers, and then eventually add in Ling Bane, as we saw Cyril do in his games against Björn, I think it was. There's a few different styles that Scarlett can go for. We're actually going to catch a ton of these units out here. Everything is getting killed off. Scarlett is just
getting wins all over the board at this point. The Banshee's also going to find its way across, but that gets scouted immediately, so there's going to be defenses in time, I believe, for Scarlett. She can easily move all of her queens around to make sure that that doesn't get crazy damage. Stim is going to finish up, and then, of course, going into Combat Shield right after with 1-1 coming in with the 2 E-Bays. So it looks like Kira is going to be kind of setting up for a little bit later of a push once that 1-1 upgrade does finish. And we'll see how much it's able to do, because, of course, it really doesn't feel like he's been able to get any damage done against Scarlett this game.
Yeah, basically everything he's tried to do has been, thwarted very, very, almost easily. Like, just lost a ton of units there, lost those Reapers in the beginning. There's a very heavy queen count right now, so as long as there's detection, I don't see that Banshee doing too much. A double drop comes out. It's not quite full in the second one, but there is a lot of Marines in there. Scarlett already thrown down that infestation pit before 6:30, so this is very, very quick infestation pit. Got the roach speed on the way as well. And now Kyo's got to get something done with these drops, or I feel like he's going to fall further and further behind here.
Yeah, the double drop going to go into the main base, but there is an Overlord still scouting over there as well. A pair of them will be able to see this drop coming on in, and Scarlett instantly with the reaction, paying close attention, of course, as we expect, as the Queens and Lings able to be repositioned. Should be able to clear this out pretty easily, even keeps the Overseer alive. So yeah, everything going Scarlett's way yet again. Nothing gets done with this one for Cure. We'll have to relegate these, basically just killing off Overlords and clearing creep.
Yeah, another win there for Scarlett. This Overlord will just go down, a bit of creep cleared out. And Scarlett now has the Hive on the way, so going to have access to, Ultras. These Roaches actually going to fight a little bit too long. Want to wait for that Queen back up there. Okay, a few more Roaches come over. So these Marines mostly get dealt with. And yeah, I'm kind of curious where Q is going to go. Right now he's just got his third base up. Feels like he doesn't have a very strong push in the near future, but Scarlett's already adding Infestors and going towards Hive here.
Yeah, this is very fast from Scarlett. She's on 69 drones, very nice, but I feel like you, of course, want to get a few more as the 10 do get queued up there, so now Scarlett's going to really start to balloon in economy, getting some Ravagers as well to kind of go along with this. Sending in the Overseer, of course, so you could always contaminate some of these buildings. You can delay the Medivacs coming out or the tanks. Would be really nice, of course, but that Overseer is just going to fly on by and keep itself alive for now. I wonder when Cure, I mean, obviously it looks like 1-1 is about to finish, so it would be kind of timing out to be pretty soon as to when this push would happen, but with the 3 extra barracks, it might look like he's actually going to ramp up for a 2-2 timing with this if he has his armory finished as well.
Yeah, he also has a 4th base going down, so I'm not even sure if he plans to full send it at some point or if he's looking to hunker down in this game and try to ride it out. Right now, going to get on top of these drones. This is actually a ton of damage. 8 drones fall already. Going to focus fire down some more. On his way out, 15.
What?
Oh my gosh, how did he get so many there?
That is ridiculous, and he can get a couple more as well. 24 drones die in the blink of an eye. I don't even know how that happened. I felt like Scarlett was just so on top of the vision, so on top of the reactions everywhere, and then just a random double medevac drop just walks right in, kills the entire mineral line, and evens up the drone count. I feel like the game has just been blown wide open.
Yeah, it's completely flipped on its head. I mean, that was insane. Hey, Jinx.
that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. But no, that is just ridiculous. I feel like I've never seen a double medevac drop like that do that much damage. Just out of nowhere.
And there were units there as well, but
yeah.
I mean, we didn't pull the drones. I mean, okay, she has Vipers, she has Hive Tech, Adrenal on the way, +2 armor, while Kira only has +1 attack for the moment. So the upgrades are good, the tech is good, the eco would have been amazing. Now it's just kind of okay, on the 80 drones. Still has the 5th base as well, so if you can hold this push, it's still doable as these tanks start to siege up the edge of the creep. Another drop on the right side base. Roaches move over to intercept this.
Yeah, Kier's trying to pull Scarlett a little bit thin right now to make sure this push over the bottom left-hand side could actually get some leverage done. For now, he's not really pushing too far forward with it, just walks forward right now as the rest of his reinforcements do join in. One fungal is going to get thrown down, but not really anything done right there, as a lot of the Roaches still responding to the drop in the main base. The Vipers are out as well, along with the Ultras starting to find show their name as well. So it's going to be everything here for Scarlett to be able to defend, but this position I feel like is going to be very difficult with this little mineral side right here. All the tanks are nice and sieged up behind that. It's going to be hard to actually engage this as Scarlett.
Yeah, a bit of a pre-spread already as well for Kyo. Here comes the Viper moving to the front right now. Going to look for a big blinding clap potentially. 2 clouds on the one cloud on the 2 tanks, excuse me. The Ultra comes from the flank there, infests the front. Bios go down the tank, but it doesn't die. Is there actually too much bio left over here?
Yeah, one fumble did go off, but there wasn't really anything to follow up onto it, so not that much damage done to the bio. The tank in the back still alive as well. Kira's going to try to rally some more units in, but Scarlett does still have quite a few units coming in herself. She's got her queens getting pulled in to help deal with this defense, but I feel like Kira definitely still has a bit of momentum to try and push us a little bit further.
Yeah, that one more tank moves up here, going to add its firepower. The Ultras move in, take that one out instantly. The second one falls as well. It looks like this push may all but... Okay, more bio comes in. This is really on a knife's edge right now. Scarlett has so much in reinforcements on the way. If it can all kind of get here together, she's going to be able to hold this push, and the run-by goes down as well.
The run-by is very nice, but of course a couple Marines left from the reinforcements will be able to help deal with them. 9 SCVs getting killed off is good, but I feel like Kira's still going to be sitting pretty at 73 SCVs. 4 bases is still nice for him. He's got his +3 coming. It looks like he accidentally didn't start the other armor upgrade, though, so that's a bit unfortunate. Well, those will be a bit mistimed right there. Scarlett, though, has got her +3 armor set up very nicely. She has Adrenal Glands finished. She's also, wow, delaying that +3 upgrade as well. And now Scarlett's kind of hit her stride, getting that defense, and now getting a lot more Ultralisks out. It's going to make it very difficult now for Kira on the back end.
Yeah, he's going to lose this base instantly. He doesn't even contest it. There's more units over at the 3rd. Kira trying to do some kind of counterattack through the middle of the map, but there's so much Zerg raining here. The Roaches were actually over here. Mines in the middle line of the Zerg, but looks like there's enough at home to defend all these medevacs. They're going to boost into the main, it looks like, as this one Ultra just running riot here between these bases.
I feel like there was a lot of units that Scarlett did kind of just suicide over there into that 3rd base, hoping it would deal a lot more damage. There was a couple Ultralisks, I believe, that did die in that exchange, so a bit unfortunate to lose some of those without the crazy SCV damage or anything. She did lose quite a few drones herself, but still gets a nice defense overall, and I would say she's kind of coming out ahead in these engagements, especially considering the fact that Kira has forgotten his +3 armor. Is going to be very awkward, of course, once those upgrades do start to kick in. Lib range is coming on out for the Liberators, so that's going to make it much more difficult for Scarlett if that does finish, of course. Kira, realizing the situation, needs to kind of back up and just kind of secure his defenses, or actually just send them across the map to go for harassment onto the mineral lines.
Yeah, switching into Liberator production now could be very good. He's going to try and harass with 2 of them down the bottom side of the map and maybe use the rest just to fight the Zerg army. At some point, you'd like to add in some Corruptors to deal with those. There is a good amount of Vipers on the field at the moment as these guys fight for the air, but another attack comes in. The CC forced to lift instantly. A lot of these SCVs may fall here as they evacuate. The bio kiting as best as it can, trying to focus down these Ultras as they barrel forward through the depots onto the bio. A lot of them actually getting shaved off, but the eco damage here is huge for Scarlett.
Yeah, 21 SCVs, and that's going to go up just a little bit as well. The Ultralisk still not dying, and that's going to be it. Scarlett comes out with a 2-0 against Cure in this match, denying that TVT in the upper bracket like we kind of expected to see. Very surprising result, but very impressive one. That was just straight up from Scarlett. No random cheeky stuff. It was really good play. 2 different styles as well. Felt like she was really in control throughout the entire series, outside of that one little mishap with the double medevac drop, finding 24 drones. Felt like she had control of everything.
Yeah, apart from that, it was perfect. That was a really wild moment, by the way. I never expected that drop to do that much damage. But this is awesome. We get an interesting upset, and we get 2 more TVZs, Gemini.
Oh, that's just exactly what we want to see.
That is what we want to see. Literally, that's what we want to see. No TVT just yet. Still possible.
I was curious, though, if Clem would have actually played Protoss in the TVT there, especially since he has kind of dumpstered Cure in that PVT. So that would have been kind of cool to see. But anyways, it's going to be another TVZ, Clem versus Scarlett. So one of the foreign hopes are going to make it into the playoffs in this very foreigner stacked group.
Yeah, 3 of the 5 of them, in this one group.
Yep.
Just that's the way it goes sometimes. That's the way Gemini picks the balls.
That is how I take those balls and use them to influence this bracket. Yes, exactly.
Yep. Okay, speaking of influence, and check out the YouTube guys, Revive SC2. You get all your spoiler-free VODs. You get stimulating, intelligent conversation in the comments.
So true.
What else do you need?
Nothing is more wisdom-inducing than going through some YouTube comments, man.
Yeah.
go follow us over there. I don't know, go subscribe, all that stuff. It's going to help us out a lot to get us into the algorithm. We're going to go to a short little break. We're going to go into the next match in just a little bit. Stay tuned. More RSL coming on up. Something you don't normally see as well. A couple queens.
Enough, Gemini.
I'm sorry, I just really wanted to talk about that.
Stop casting from the past.
I
We're in the present.
I'm
okay?
so sorry. I'll come back here.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We have an exciting and kind of an unexpected match coming up here.
Yeah.
It's going to be Clem versus Scarlett. This is a welcome surprise. And one of these two is going to be moving on immediately to the next phase of the RSL.
Yes, and I mean, Scarlett looked very good in that previous series. Really just kind of showed up in more ways than we expected. Cure really didn't put up much of a fight overall, it felt like. So I feel like if any time is the time for Scarlett to actually take a series off of Clem, this might be it.
She looked really good
Yeah.
in that series. That was kind of mind-boggling watching. I mean, she was voted in here from the Patreon supporters. Obviously, I think everybody's excited when Scarlett can play, but she played really well in that series and looks very strong.
Yes, to be fair, also Clem looked very strong in his series as well. So this is going to be a very, hopefully a very close match. The match history between them wouldn't suggest as much. Scarlett actually hasn't beaten Clem since 2013, which is pretty rough. And the only other time she beat him before that was 2018. So it's been a bit of a drought in that regard. But hopefully this is the time that Scarlett can finally get another win on the board, because she does look great today.
It's going to be Lambo and Cure duking it out in the losers match here. Lambo, he had a rough series back there, kind of unable to really have a stable mid to mid-late game there, and ended up dying out to Clem. Again, no shame losing to Clem. Cure is obviously an extremely strong player. I think Lambo maybe not the favorite in that series. Obviously, we'll be getting to that after this. But first, we are going to be going on into Clem versus Scarlett. By the way, if you're watching, I saw some people in the chat kind of confused, like, why is Group D happening today? There were some scheduling conflicts, so we had to move Group D to today. Group C is going to be tomorrow. You didn't miss Group C. Group C hasn't happened yet. Don't worry, you're in the right place.
Yeah, just some small schedule things. One of the players requested, so we were able to switch that up.
Yep.
So it helps everyone to actually be here. We don't want people just forfeiting the tournament because they have one day they can't show up.
One player had a wedding that they had to go to. So this is our schedule overall. You're going to be, if you want to watch live, here every weekend. We go live at 6. It is an hour earlier than we were starting previous RSLs, but we're going to keep it on this slightly earlier schedule. I think it makes a little bit more sense for us over here. Of course, the grand finals of this RSL is going to be at BlizzCon.
Oh my God, it's sick.
We've been so excited to announce this for a while, guys. So if you're there, me and Artosis are going to be casting that. Be sure to come and say hi. Going to be very cool for our tournament.
Yeah, show us your RSL Army swag and
that's right.
Patronage
and sign.
Yes,
and cheerful.
Yes. Show us your blood pact that you've made.
Bring your mug down.
Wear your pin.
Let's bring your pins on, yeah. We don't have RSL pants yet, but if we had them, you should be wearing those too. But it's going to be a lot of fun. By the way, when we're done with this season, RSL's not done for the year still. We do have what we've been calling. We're going to have to rebrand this because now our tournament's getting bigger and bigger. But it was called the Offline Final, which now has caused total confusion with people that actually know about our tournament or who watch avidly, because last year we had an offline finals in Seoul with an audience, but this RSL Season 6 finals at BlizzCon is actually just kind of this bonus that Tasteless kind of pulled some strings.
Pulled some influencer strings.
I was
over
the
there.
puppet master. I was controlling everything. I thought, well, it would be a classic cup, Maybe.
Just maybe
we could have RSL there.
Those Blizzard execs, man, they were just like, oh, Tasteless, you are so persuasive.
That's a great idea. So we've got, this is kind of truly a battle of light versus dark, good versus evil here, as we have
I'm always thinking
Clem
about this.
in a perfectly lit,
just angelic space.
Almost heaven-like space.
It's like hitting his
Scarlett
face as well.
in the darkness. Scarlett just
encapsulated in the void.
Barely a face shows up here. This is the last thing you see before you lose a TVZ right now here. We're going to see, all right, light versus dark, Clem versus Scarlett. We're going to go into this match now. And let's see what happens. Again, this is kind of it's funny. I've cast like every imaginable StarCraft matchup with all the big players. Not this one.
You've never casted Clem Scarlett?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
No,
oh, wow. That is
no.
pretty crazy, actually.
Because Clem wasn't...
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, Clem... Well, first of all, Clem couldn't compete
right
in a lot of the big stuff because he was just too young. It was like, I think it's like a law in Europe or something. Or
yeah, or even WCS, is, I think, when it was around, actually had a thing. You had to be at least like 16 or 17, I think.
16, I think. But I thought that was because of some rule in Europe. I could be wrong. Sometimes Europe makes a law and they're influential enough that it'll influence... what other people are doing. But yeah, there's a period where Clem was too young or he wasn't at the tournaments that I was at. Or yeah, I would cast one but not the other. And these are really two players from two very different eras. Right. Scarlett, very old school. Has always, kind of been present, if you're in the, I guess you could say the RTS community, the competitive scene. There's a lot of players that, were competitive, but, they still maintain friendships and social lives with the players that are very active. But, she's kind of viewed as, someone who truly understands the game on a level very few people do. And RTS games in general. And, to see her back here now and then beating Cure is crazy. So I'm very much looking forward to this. I will say, Clem should be winning this easily if we're just going to go off of, who's more up to date, who's more modern, who's had more success. Obviously, it's going to be Clem, but who knows? Maybe we've got a plot twist here. Maybe the community voted player in here for, from the Patreon supporters, could take this in a crazy upset.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, going by that last series, Scarlett is in good form today, that is for sure. Looks like she went for a pool first this game as well, so going into that same build she did earlier, but then doesn't go for the early lings, just uses it for that faster queen and just other Zerg things that I'm not entirely sure, because I'm not a Zerg player, but
yeah,
it helps out somewhat. She's got something mapped out here that makes it very good. Of course, the queen is really good to have against the early Reaper and everything, so that is going to hopefully do 0 damage from Scarlett's side. You don't want that Reaper doing anything, but it looks like Clem is just going to go into a factory back at home as well to round everything out on his end. We'll see if he goes for that 3CC or if he goes for a fast starport afterwards.
So you can see that the spawning pool in the bag actually makes it impossible to loop through there. Nice save by Scarlett, throwing down the spine crawler to temporarily save the drone. Now it's going to go back to mining here. Now, in the game we saw with Clem versus Lambo, I got to say, Clem, I think Lambo made some mistakes, but really Clem just looked so, good save again, so robust and strong. We didn't get to see, the back and forth TVZ I think we're kind of accustomed to. And some of that was, and we were talking about this also on break, like does the cheaper command center kind of give a... it doesn't look like a big change on the surface, but because you start to make SCVs more quickly and then get, mules, landed earlier, and that of course leads to a third command center, which is sooner. Does that, it's like compound interest, right? It doesn't look like a lot at the start, but then as the game expands, as the asset grows, it really starts to kind of take on a crazy gargantuan shape and grow really quickly. I don't know. I mean, I'm interested in seeing how exactly Scarlett's going to play this. By the way, this is going to be layer tech, so this is not your standard, like, 3-hatch kind of slow play ZVT, which kind of actually takes everything that I was talking about maybe happening, kind of puts it in the garbage can now. I wish I noticed the layer a little bit earlier while I was talking about that. The little dive in here by Clem. Now, this is a commitment here. The question is, can you get enough drones? 4 is already a lot, and I think we're going to see 5 or maybe even 6.
Wow, it's actually great that she was able to get 1 surrounded there by the drones. You don't see drones being pulled against the double Hellion this early very often. Scarlett, of course, going for the 2-base layer very quickly. Didn't really get too many Zerglings out, and Clem's abusing that. It looks like he's just continually rallying these Hellions across, just trying to get as much damage as possible. 6 drones dead already is still very good. It could have been much worse if those Hellions were not surrounded by the drones initially, but yeah, a very nice situation starting here for Clem, just kind of suiciding a few of those Hellions for those workers. And then, so it looked like for a second Scarlett was going to be going into the 2-base Muta style that she had gone for on Exarch just in that previous series, but it's the same setup, but instead going into a fast Hydra Den this game. So I'm curious to see what she's going to do with this.
Yeah, this is already looking very odd. I'm very interested to see what kind of game we're going to have.
Super fast
there.
lurker den.
Yeah, so this looks like a Brood War build or something like that. This does not look like anything from StarCraft 2. Now, I don't know if this was prompted because the drones were killed. I don't know about you. When I see a quick layer like this, I assume it's going to be fast mutas.
Yeah,
Which I don't know how. Yeah. But I'm not sure how exactly that would play out. I'm trying to really keep an open mind in the new iteration of the game to kind of see what form the game can take. But this will hit very hard. I mean, we're at like just under 6 minutes here, and we're gonna have lurkers pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is this the earliest we've seen lurkers really in an RSL? I think so.
Yeah, I think Rogue maybe tried something similar last season or the season before or something. I can't really exactly remember, as these Lings trying their best to get the surround on these Hellions, but unable to do so. 6 more drones getting killed off. It looks like the double Banshee found some success in the main base, as the Hellions will eventually get cornered, but not before killing a large quantity of these Lings as well. So again, everything feels like it's kind of going Clem's way. The only thing that hasn't is the scout on the lurker den, so he might be in the dark in that regard, and it looks like the Queens are getting loaded up into some Overlords as well. What am I watching?
This is crazy. This is a 2-base lurker all in.
This is sick. Is this that variety we've been promised, Tasteless?
I think it's finally here.
It arrived and finally.
Blizzard, stop what you're doing and leave the game just as it is. Stop the patching. Freeze the game. I want to see this for 100 more years. GG.
Wait, what?
What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? I'm serious. What happened?
Wait, what? Can we get like a? This is off brand, but can we just get like a rewind there? Like, I want to like go back and actually look at what just happened. What did we miss? The Overlord with the Queens get caught, or
we
like
were like something was about to happen.
we were so psyched.
Lurker tech was ready to go. There were Queens going across the map. The stakes were high.
She saw a turret and GG.
She saw a turret and GG.
Oh,
that's what Mapu said.
The detection, I guess, against the lurkers would have been there. I don't know.
There you go. Well, that's my favorite game of the season. I don't know about you guys. That's what I'm talking about.
That was sick.
I don't know if that strategy was like a premeditated one.
I think it was.
Things got bad. Well, she did lose a couple drones early.
That's true.
I don't know though. It looked pretty. It looked very planned.
It seemed like, I feel like that's something you don't just come up on the spot. You're just like, well, I lost 6 drones to 2 Hellions. I guess I'm going to do my good old fast lurker 4 queen drop response.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. That was wild.
That
okay.
was interesting.
Well,
we were hyping that up so hard. We're just like, look at this 6 strategy.
Can we just at least like pull up a battle from another game and just play that? At least make it feel like something happened back there, really. Because that's...
Holy moly.
That's a weird way to end it. That was...
She's not going to do that again.
We edged that game. We got right up to the climax with we're good.
Hold up there.
I'm here for the build orders. That's the kind of StarCraft I watch. I watch the builds and I go, I'm out. Oh, the army's about to fight. I'm not interested. I'm good.
I don't need to see how this interaction works.
Tasteless watch. I go, turn off the monitor. I've seen what I need to see.
I don't need to see the conclusion of the build.
Who cares what happens when the armies are ready?
Holy, that was just...
That was
the least expected GG timing I think I've ever had. Like,
I was literally not even like looking at... I didn't, I like look up and it just says...
Game over.
Clem's won, and yeah.
I mean, don't lose too many drones when you're doing a very Ling light, fast tech build. I guess is that's the thing to learn.
Don't see a turret.
You don't look at a turret.
Don't look at a turret.
Don't look at a turret in the eyes.
It's like
gonna freeze you.
Like turn to stone.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go to Necropolis, which I just hope is as anticlimactic as that last game, because that's kind of
only build orders here.
This is the new meta here. Yeah, only new build orders. No fights. Some of these older like strategy games where you can make an army, sometimes there's an option like, do you want to like play the fight or you just want to have the computer play it for you? And I'm like, oh, thank you. That's what I want. I want to cast a game, and then before the battle happens, I want to go, actually,
no.
Let's just end it.
Let's just skip forward.
Yeah.
I just want to only watch games where the build order to decide everything.
I told
just
you, I'm
pure
here for
build
the
order
builds.
win and loss games.
I tried to get into competitive SimCity, and you know, I thought, well, I guess I'll have to deal with StarCraft, but there's this stupid fighting part where you know. Ooh, the armies are blowing each other.
Oh my god, no, that's so violent. I can't look at that.
Yeah, yeah.
I just want to
I go,
construct
how
things.
barbaric.
I am a construction marker, please. I need to know how to build.
Okay, so game 2 is here, and yeah, I mean, let's see what happens here. I don't think we're gonna have anything close to what Scarlett did back there. Again, very, very different different style.
I really wanted to
But
know
I mean,
what
this
it
is
would
with
look
one
like,
turret.
though.
I mean, Mapu said one turret. And look, he definitely saw what we didn't. But is that enough to?
I don't know. Like, I feel like there's some point to just trying. Like, you know, like
Lurkers are pretty good.
they're pretty good. You can
know.
miss micro.
It's not like DTs where you know if they have the turret, you're
Yeah.
like, well, this is just not going to work.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait to look at the VOD for that one just to see exactly what the setup was. 'Cause, she
I was
obviously saw
excited
something.
for that.
We were so
yeah.
hyped.
Yeah.
We
It's
were
like, this
hyping
is
that
so
shit up so hard.
refreshing.
Oh god. Anyways, game number 2.
Game 2. One SCV coming across the map here. Terran is almost at 300 minerals, so we'll be throwing down a command center early on.
That sounds so weird to say.
I know, because we all know command centers cost as much as hatcheries do.
Yeah, that's a normality.
Yes. That's the new normal here. So
It's always been like this in StarCraft 2.
yeah. But you know, let's see what I honestly think Clem probably just going to go for kind of that standard push play. It feels like it's going to be a little bit stronger, right?
Yeah.
Just the momentum that Terran gets gives a little bit of extra wind into the build order sails there for the Terran. And Scarlett, you know, one of the things about her is that she really does have one of the widest ranges of play styles. She will do these like crazy, elongated, drawn-out, slow macro games, or she will do like literally all-ins to end the game in as short of a possible as a game can be in. Now, you're pretty far apart from each other on this map. We've cast many games on this map now. I think we're all pretty familiar with it. But, you know, you get about 5 bases pretty easily. As it's very easy for Terran to kind of stay in their corner of the map and also play defensively. This could be the longest game we have of the night. You know, we've talked a lot about early game 300 mineral command centers and how much that boosts Terran early on, but it could also allow for, like, you know, a lot more proliferating, command centers late game, end game.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot more orbitals, a lot more planetaries.
That's actually
you
the first thing I thought of when I saw the patch. It's just like it feels like you can just really spam out the orbital commands and just, you know, spam out mules in the late game, which is already a very common and potent strategy from the Terran side. So yeah, that's definitely something that could still happen quite a lot. Of course, the planetary fortress cost also got changed just to you know, accommodate that. So it's the same amount to get a planetary compared to an orbital. But regardless, I feel like that is still going to be something to explore in the late game.
Yeah.
For now, it's going to be a 3cc opening from Clem yet again. Didn't do that last game, but it did it in the series prior. So was able to use that faster 3rd CC timing in that series. Now we'll see how it works in this one. And Scarlett's not going to be doing any of that 2-base layer stuff this time. Going for the fast loading speed, 3rd base as well. So changing it up compared to the last game.
Yeah, very, very different game. A lot more of a recognizable game, I would say, here from Scarlett. Although, you know, there's still plenty of time for this to take some pretty crazy turns here. Once again, the Hellions are going to get in. The drone blocking, you know, this is always very hard to do. Honestly, I thought he would actually get more workers in this, but only 3 drones were killed, which is actually, you're probably going to be happy with that. As they're obviously less is better, but to kill off, to only lose 3 and to basically diminish the Hellion count, it's pretty big.
Yeah, it's not bad. Of course, he did lose some lings, or she lost some lings as well on the defense, so was able to shred those off as Clem. So it's going to be, I feel like probably an equal trade overall. Maybe a little bit favored towards Scarlett, but the extra couple Hellions not getting too much extra definitely does help Scarlett as well. 10 more lings getting made to make sure that no more of these drones do get killed off as the lair does get started. it looks like Banshees are also going to be the play yet again from Clem. Those did really well last game, so we'll still go into them this game, even though it's not off of the fast third CC last game. Just kind of getting them a little bit later this time. So yeah, we'll see how much damage these ones can do, as Scarlett will be getting basically no heads up that these are coming, just a few seconds worth.
Okay. Banshee's going to come in here now, clip one drone. The third CC being landed, and the fact that there's been more Hellions made. I mean, basically, Clem wants to just kind of keep the Zerg defending because that, you know, ultimately keeps the attention away from the command center, right? You basically have to be back. You're training Lings out to keep drones alive. And so this is all going to be kind of factored into the big push that will be coming here from Clem.
He's getting his extra barracks set up. He's got his 1-1 just now starting as well, so he's going to start to ramp that up on these 3 bases as fast as possible. The 4 Hellions still trying to do whatever they can, of course. The double Banshee's going to actually find the Queens outside of the Spore range and with no Overseer ready just yet, but Clem doesn't want to overextend onto that, of course. You don't want to just lose these Banshees for nothing. Don't want to just try to go onto a couple Queens when that Overseer could easily pop. So just going to keep them alive. It's better just to keep these units alive as a threat than to just suicide them for damage as soon as possible. If there's an opening that you can find a little bit later, especially once the rest of the army starts to find its way onto the map, and then you can really keep a lot of these early game units alive and just suddenly be attacking in like 3 places at once, it becomes much more potent to get damage later on in the mid game.
Okay. 1-1 upgrades on both sides. This game is just going to kind of, I think, build up more and more and more over here. And I think it might actually be Scarlett who will have the first opportunity to attack. A lot of times when you go for Lingbane Hydra, that does seem to kind of lead into a situation where really the Terran, while they're still trying to accumulate all the necessary pieces of the puzzle, you know, Zerg's already going to be on 5 bases, soon to be 6. I'm sorry, 5. Sorry, 4, soon to be 5 here. But yeah, you're kind of able to activate yourself a little bit more quickly, right? Lings and Banes, you know, you can dump money into that, and then basically behind that just have Hydras and kind of hit and kind of refill Ling Bane behind that.
Yeah, we're going to see a first push coming out with the double medevac, and actually a tank as well going to be joining this, but a massive Ling counterattack is going to get sent at the exact same time. A nicely positioned tank on the high ground will make it a little difficult to actually get too much damage done there, but still going to force a big evacuation, so that's a lot of mining time that's going to be lost. But this big attack at the front at the 4th base for Scarlett is now going to be the point of contention. Does she have the units prepared to actually kill this off?
Yeah, it's another one of these pushes. It's basically hitting the Zerg, where the Zerg has to wipe this position out. Clem going to send some Hellions around to the side, try to come in here and maybe kill some workers if possible. It's going to be just creep tumors from now. This hatchery is getting very low, and so are these Queens.
The Hydras were not quite ready there. Of course, the Hellions kind of drawing some attention from Scarlett. As I said earlier, if you can keep those alive and then use them with the actual push, it makes it very difficult for the Zerg player to decide where they want to send their units. And for now, it looks like Scarlett's able to defend this 4th base and will be able to kill off the tank, and that's going to make it very easy, of course, to then push the Marines away. So a nice defense overall from Scarlett, as a couple Marines will just find some of the leftover Lings that were doing the counterattacking, and we're going to be pretty evened out.
Did she lose any drones back there?
I don't think so. Okay, she's got a healthy 85 right now.
Yeah, her drone. I was going to say her drone count's really quite high, and it's. I mean, honestly, if you just take damage on the hatchery, that's totally fine.
Yeah,
that's the best of all the possible types of damage you could take there, right? The hatchery is going to heal, and you can still return resources to it, still produce out of it. So Clem is going to be splitting his army, probably realizing he might not be able to win in a full-on push. Although right now, I mean, he's pushing up here into 12, and I don't see enough here for Scarlett to defend.
Yeah, there's only a group of Hydralists here to be actually able to defend this 5th base location. The Baneling Nest is only halfway done, so this is just pure Hydra Ling on the defense for Scarlett. I feel like the Baneling Nest should have been a little bit earlier. Maybe she forgot it or something, because this is now going to get overrun. The Hydra's dying left and right. This is a great position, and yet again, Scarlett with a just sudden ending in the game.
I actually thought there was a Baneling's Nest already made.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of expected there to be one.
Now I think about it, I go, yeah, I guess I didn't see a Baneling that whole game, but yeah, nothing ready to defend. It's crazy to think that she held off the initial push on the left side of the map with just Hydra Queen and some links.
And you can kind of see her panicking, I think, at the last second there. You saw 13 Hydras in the production tab, and I feel like that's not exactly the time to be making 13 Hydras. I think she's suddenly just like, oh god, this is really bad.
It's crazy to have a Baneling's Nest that late.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any rationale for it.
I think it might have just been a total...
she might have thought she had it up.
Yeah,
and, you know, a lot of times you want to make the Banelings as late as possible.
Right.
That's kind of like the ideal situation. If you just make Banelings and then don't do anything with them and roll them around the map, you know, that's not the best way to play. But yeah, maybe she thought she had that tech up and it wasn't actually ready. I don't know.
Bit unfortunate for Scarlett, of course, considering the fact that she did so well against Cure in the series prior. It's a bit unfortunate that she kind of bowed out there so quickly to Clem. But she's not out just yet. Clem does find his way into the playoffs, as we expect. So congratulations to him, of course, to be making it out of Group D. But yeah, Scarlett definitely still has another chance in the group.
Guys, check out my merch site. It's tastelessthreads.com. We've got RSL stuff. You do get a discount if you're a Patreon supporter. We've got other great stuff on there as well. Yeah, we would, any way you want to support our endeavor here to bring the best StarCraft 2 league that we can bring here, we would love to take your support. So yeah, check that out, tastelessthreads.com. And we're going to be going to a short break. When we come back, it's going to be the losers match to see who will be eliminated here in the RSL Group D.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to be going into yet another TVZ. It's just going to be TVZs all day today.
It's TVZ night, baby.
Yes,
Let's
indeed.
go.
You are very excited for this. That's
Loving
very
it.
nice. But yes, it's going to be Cure versus Lambo for our elimination match. One of these two players is getting kicked out of the RSL. Lambo had a great season last season. He was it was his first time into RSL, and he got he got top 4, I think, right? He got top 4 last season as his first season. So to bow out so early in the group stages would be very unfortunate for him. I know he's, you know, a little bit disappointed in the groups and, you know, getting so many Terrans and everything, and then, you know, the patch coming out a couple days beforehand is a bit rough. I remember at Home Story Cup as well, he was saying how he just seems to always get Clem in everything recently, and that was even before the RSL groups got picked. So that was just like, I think we had like picked the groups like ourselves, but we didn't like quite release it yet, I think. And then I saw him say that, and then I was like, oh, so sorry, Lambo, but you got another one? Another versus Clem match, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Clem's pretty tough to play against for anybody. I mean, just so strong, and especially on this new patch, he's looking very good. Both these guys, I feel like, didn't play up to, you know, their best level or what we're used to from them in their first series of the day. Lambo kind of bowed out quickly to Clem, and Cure, same thing with Scarlett here. So hopefully they can, you know, find their groove, find their rhythm in this next series as we jump into map number 1 on At Eternity's Edge. Man, the double preposition there really messed me up there. On At Eternity's Edge.
It's the most awkward thing to say
ever. It really is. I feel like we need to gentlemen that we're only going to call it Eternity's Edge or something.
I've already kind of started doing that as well. I think Roddy does that too.
Okay, I'm down. We can do that.
Just get this at out of here. We do not need prepositions in our map names. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so we're on Eternity's Edge. There we go.
That sounds good.
That sounds good.
Flows, Eternity's Edge. That actually sounds cool.
That's the best map name ever, Gemini.
I love this map now. Yeah, Eternity's Edge. That sounds cool, actually. That sounds really
badass.
sick. Yeah, the edge of eternity. But otherwise, it's just At Eternity's Edge, and it sounds really awkward.
Yeah.
We should just start saying the LE after every map name, too. Why don't we?
Oh, yeah,
just make these as awkward
as
possible. Just yes, let's go to At Eternity's Edge, Ladder Edition. That's map number 2.
Yeah. All right, well, anyway, it's going to be another 2 racks here by the looks of it from Cure. Did try this earlier on today.
This time he's going no gas, though, so we'll be going for the Marine version of it. So, yeah, we'll just be pumping out plenty of Marines. Might just send them across the map randomly at some point to try to pick off an Overlord, or maybe even catch Lambo off guard with how many Marines he's got. Might wait for Stim a little bit later or something like that. I've seen a couple of those types of games in past RSL seasons as well. So, yeah, just a small switch up, but a very similar looking build from the front.
Yeah, indeed. I want to see Cure do an ARAX. Like, I just want to see him do what we know him for, because I feel like he was literally like the best Terran at ARAXing. I feel like his execution was so good sometimes. So I'd like to see how that looks on the new patch with this buffed command center and just how much stronger it is. Right now, Lambo's gonna have to make sure this Overlord actually survives if possible. Try and get it to that high ground as the Marines see it. It's going to be floating towards the barracks right now. He changes the rally point. There is that high ground there, of course. One Marine already firing at it. The second one comes out. It's quite a way to get to that high ground. It's going to go down. That's a big loss in the early game. I mean, that's kind of one of the points of this build, right? You try and get the first Overlord. If you find another one, that's the dream. There is that one on the high ground outside Lambo's Nat. You won't be able to get that. But sometimes you pick off another one. Just getting one is already good enough. Then you expand behind it. So I like this so far from Cure.
Yeah, he's going for a third Rax already as well, so it looks like, yeah, he's just going to kind of follow this up with a very fast stim and just try to get as many Marines out as possible in this early game and then just kind of send those across the map as fast as possible. He's actually going really far with these initial 3 Marines, seeing if he can maybe catch a transferring drone or something, trying to get a fast third base, or any Lings trying to go a little bit too far or something like that, but won't find anything. Just met with a couple Queens, and we'll go on back home to keep those alive for later, since he does want to ramp up for a push.
I like the Lambo didn't reactively make any Lings there. I mean, obviously a Lambo knows exactly what this build is and what he needs to defend it, but as a Zerg player, when you see Marines suddenly show up at your natural and it's more than one, it's like, make some Lings, but no, very calm under pressure, just keeps droning, gets his next Queen. Going to be just building his eco up. We see Stim on the way. It's going to be that 3 racks, as you mentioned. You can get an absurd amount of Marines with this.
Yeah.
And then eventually you like add your... You can go for a medevac-less push.
Right.
And then eventually start adding in your factory and starport tech down the line. Very quick quick Evo and layer here for Lambo off of 2 bases at the moment.
You're getting a couple of gases as well, and a Roach warning.
Okay.
So is this going to be kind of similar? Because I know Rogue was kind of doing some of this fast 2-base Roach, and then like speed, you get fast Roach speed, and then you can actually go across the map with a lot of Roach Ravager as well. I actually remember a specific game that was basically this exact interaction where it was like the Mass Marine opener, and then I don't remember who it was exactly. It might have been Cure, who just tried to like attack into Rogue, who was all-inning him with this 2-base Roach Ravager build. Do you think it might be something similar to that, or is he just going to do something kind of different?
Well, let's see how fast the Roach speed is here. Yeah, okay, it's instant, so he definitely has a lot of aggressive potential here. He's got all 4 gases, so he can morph Ravagers at the front. And this +1 carapace is so fast, and it's so good into the build that Cure's doing, because he's making nothing but Marines, and they don't have any upgrades. So if you can get a decent Roach can out, they're going to take less damage from the Marines. They might just be able to clear this up very, very well. And then the counter pressure, the counter hit with the Roach speed, could be very potent. Cure now adding his own eBay and factory, as Combat Shield will be finished for this push.
Yeah, everything's coming across on the left-hand side, trying to dodge out the watchtower and any of the other things that might scout down the middle of the map. So he's coming from the left-hand side. First scan gets thrown down to kill off some of this creep. There are some Roaches waiting for this push, so Cure doesn't want to go too far forward with this right now. I think he's successfully identified what's going on and realizes that he doesn't need to actually just go all in with the stim timing. He can just walk it back home. It's not like you wasted anything by making this many Marines. You're going to be making all these Marines eventually in this game anyway, so no point in just suiciding them for nothing, as he sees that there's no third base getting thrown down.
Yeah, that was absolutely the right choice, by the way. If you fight those Roaches, you will lose all of those Marines. And we know how good Lambo is at that morphing micro.
So
man.
true.
Saving
yes.
those
Egg-Morpheus.
Egg-Morpheus. He would save every Roach. And then, I mean, yeah, he is doing the all-in, by the way. He's just making nothing but Roach Ravager right now. Good position at the top of the ramp here. The Roach is on move command. He actually loses a few for nothing right there. And there's no high ground vision with this, so he's going to take a few hits as he moves up the ramp. He has a bunker just behind here at the natural as well. So can Cure hold this? Let's see.
Stims forward actually through the bios and is just going to try to jump on top of this. Kills a lot of the Roaches in the front very nicely. If you can kill all those off, then you can start to focus fire those Ravagers. Gets one of them. Another one is very low. You can't morph those things into eggs, so might as well get those targeted down as fast as possible. I love the Contaminate on the tank, trying to make it very difficult. And this bunker also just really far forward, meaning that no SCVs can be used to actually defend against it. And now it's just a couple Marines and the 2 medevacs, with this tech lab also getting killed off. I feel like Lambo's in a great position right now.
Yeah, this is looking so strong. There's only Marines here, and these Roaches have +1 carapace. They take very little damage from them. A couple medevacs joined to help, but the SCVs have to be pulled already, but the Roaches can kite these all day, drop the bios as they retreat. SCV starting to fall in huge numbers here. Already 15 going down.
Egg morph!
Egg morph! He did it! He saved it! He's got 1 HP! That's crazy!
He's so good.
That tank as well is very late to the party, of course, because the Contaminate delayed it for so long, and now Cure is just sitting here with nothing. Just a few Marines and a couple medevacs that can't even really heal anything. That's going to be a GG from Cure. Lambo with a very quick game number 1.
Forget whatever the YouTube title was going to be, Ziggy. Egg Morpheus is back,
Egg
dude.
Morpheus has
He did
returned.
the meme.
He did it. He morphed that egg, man.
He morphed it.
You
And it
see,
was a sick
what a
morph.
clutch morph, dude.
Oh, so
He was
clutch.
not winning that game if he did not morph that
When you're in the
singular
clutch
roach.
like that, you just got to morph.
He's got
it,
ice
dude.
in his veins,
Said it's
brother.
morphin' time.
It's morphin time. Oh my god, we should make a movie about that.
I think they did, didn't they?
That was the joke.
Whoosh. Anyway,
Whatever.
just to talk about the builds one more time, I think Lambo's build, like what Cure did, is literally the worst thing you can do against that, which is a very late factory, just mass marine build. Because you're making mass roaches with +1 carapace, it just plays into that mass marine style so well. Obviously, he made the choice before he knows what Cure is doing.
Right.
Oh wait, no, he
did
didn't.
he?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
I
No,
thought-
let's go back. Let's go
Yeah,
back.
no, I
So
feel like-
he goes for the 2-Rax opener.
I think there was a
he sees
reaction.
his Marines, and then he can do reactionary. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I just told a lie. So no,
Steve just
that's
lied to you
reactionary.
live on air. He just lied to like 2,000
That was
people.
one of those moments where you just saying stuff, and then you realize what you just said was the completely wrong thing.
I thought you were talking about Cure for a second there.
That's what I was talking about, dude.
Okay, yeah. Cure was the one that just kind of,
Yeah,
just
Cure
doing his
did it.
build.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Now Lambo could have done that reactively. Seeing the 2-Rax Marine, not Reaper opener.
Yeah.
Just goes, yeah. Road Ravager all in with +1 carapace is pretty good against this. Let's give it a whirl, and it works out beautifully. Takes, I mean, that was just dominant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely smashed that, push.
Yeah, absolutely. Not close whatsoever. So map 2 is going to be Necropolis. RSL-Necropolis. Sorry if I want to be exactly correct. As we are saying every single thing in these map names now. That's what we're doing.
Yep.
But yes, it is going to be Kira over in the top left, Lambo in the bottom right. And for now, of course, I think Kira is going to be switching things up. Not going to be going for that same style because I think Lambo just showed that he is very aware of the exact response that he can have against it.
Yeah, and just let's talk about the Contaminate as well.
That was actually
that
the
was
clutch play.
huge. If that tank gets out and sits on the high ground, the push becomes so much more difficult, right? But yeah, beautiful Contaminate just to slow that down, make sure it isn't out in time for his Road Ravager push. Just very, very well executed game plan there from Lambo. Oh, look at this thing.
Wow, that thing looks pretty cool. It's like a Protoss statue. Is that meaning like Protoss players are all dead now, and that's like the last thing we have in the map? Like, is it like paying
That's
tribute
their
to all the?
tomb.
Is that the paying tribute to all the Protoss players we've lost in this event?
Just got a bit RIP on the top of it. And it's perfect.
Yeah, well, Protoss players have won enough in our event. We need something else at this point.
I can't believe you just said that. Did
Yeah,
you just actually say that?
Hey, I'm being real for a second.
Okay.
Yes, I will be real. Yes, we have had so many Protoss players. We now only have 4 in this event, and 3 of them are going to have a civil war in Group C tomorrow. It's going to be a very Protoss-less playoffs for this season.
Yeah, but the thing is, we might still have a Protoss champion. Hero's
And then Hero's gonna win it
that
all.
guy. Like sometimes we talk about, we have so many Zergs in the playoffs this season or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that was last season, right? Like Rogue got through,
Yeah.
like a few more Zergs got through, and Hero just wins anyway.
Yeah.
because he's Hero. But
How about I win anyway? Yeah, unfortunately, Hero very good at that, so kind of ruined our narrative there a bit, unfortunately. But
we were ready
anyways.
to push that Zerg's broken narrative.
So true.
that
I had my Reddit threads typed up, ready to hit enter on all my alt accounts. No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't use Reddit, but I was supporting you
Yeah, thank you.
in that venture.
No, I don't. I'm past my balance winding days, man. I gave that up long ago. I'm just go with the flow, Just let the patches happen.
Who's talking right now?
Hey, man,
You go with the flow?
I'm not like I don't balance wine or anything. I'm not like posting like I had a stint like back when it was like the drop overlord meta back in like 2019 or whatever.
Yeah.
And like the super invulnerable Niduses or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I had an agenda at that point.
Oh, did you?
I did have an agenda. I had quite a few Reddit memes being slammed out, ironic Reddit memes that were not really ironic. It was actually balance whining, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
These days, man, I don't care.
Fair enough. Anyway, it was a Reaper expand. Gonna come to the natural here, try to pick off some of these lings as they dance around. Wait for this queen to get out so he can finally send this Reaper back in. There it is. Reaper will be forced to back off. 2 CCs. Okay, wow, he got that at 3:08 or something. That was insanely fast, this third CC timing.
Let's just see how fast we can get a third CC this day. Today.
I mean, that's all I'm looking at. Like, how
yeah.
fast can they actually make it without, like, you know, cutting a bunch
Destroying
of
their
stuff.
build.
Right.
Yeah, that's very early coming out of Cure, so that's the current world record we've seen so far in our RSL today, so to get that third CC down.
Yeah, Mappa was just showing the time there. It might even been 3:06 or 7. So 34.
What?
Can you do maths?
What time? 3:0 what? 6?
Oh, please. I can't even talk around you anymore, Gemini. I can't be myself. I can't say numbers.
It's so funny. I'm sorry.
I'm too boomer-brained for this,
I've been
man.
infested by my students, dude.
Yeah.
It's literally just every single time.
All right. Anyway, it was a very fast third command center here. It's a Hellion follow-up. You take it from here, Gemini.
Yeah, no problem. All right. We got Stim coming out. We got the couple Hellions coming across the map, meeting up with that Reaper, seeing what kind of damage they can do, trying to scout out absolutely everything. Scan might get thrown down eventually just to make sure they can clear out some of these creep tumors, but for now, just going to be bobbing these queens around and then going to see if they can get anything over at that third base. But nothing just yet, as actually a lot of lings getting made here from Lambo just to make sure that he can deny this early Hellion harass, to make sure nothing crazy does happen. As of course, you know, there's been a couple games so far today where some early Hellions have gotten quite a few drones, so we don't want to have that happen from Lambo's POV.
Yeah. Did you watch that interview of
Rambo.
That was Rainer plus Lambo. Of Rainer and Cyril. Where they're like eating a kebab talking about the new patch.
No, I didn't.
There was this moment where Cyril says 6-7 and Rainer just like pans to the camera and stares at it. It's so funny.
I thought you said we were going to be done. I thought we were moving on from
Oh yeah, no, that just popped to my head. It was really funny. Rainer's so funny, man. Anyway, the Hellions are still sharking around here, looking for any creep tumors that they can get, but so far not finding too many. There's so many drones in production right now. Rambo really ramping up here. Did I just call him Rambo again?
Rambo ramping
Lambo.
it up. Rambo lamping it up right now.
Okay, we got Layer on the way. We got a
Or what you might call it a
Baneling
rare.
Please. Oh, man.
Right, yeah. We got the Baneling that's coming up as well, so that's not going to get forgotten, of course. Lambo maybe seeing Scarlett's game the other time. Not making sure that that Baneling nest does get thrown down nice and early so that way he doesn't lose it, but really just hammering down the drone key. There's so many drones continually. I saw like 11 drones right there. There were 13 on the production tab just a couple seconds ago.
Yep.
So yeah, Lambo's really trying to get as many drones as possible, of course. Knowing that it is a 3cc build, has plenty of room to be able to get as many of those out as possible, even going into the double Evo as well, to make sure he can get his upgrades going even before the Terran.
Yeah, I mean, this looks really good for Lambo right now. He's already got 3 base saturation, 65 drones. He's got a 4th going down. His layers finishing, +1/1 on the way already. Combat shield just about halfway done here. Nice little run by with the Lynx, forces the CC to lift. That's great. I mean, you're going to have to deal with the push, but being able to, you know, slow down the SCV production at that base for just a moment is fine. This is a Hellbat push, by the way. He's managed to retain all his Hellions, and he's coming in with them now. 9 Banes, 10 Banes are morphing. If they're ready in time, that would be great. But the drones have to evacuate for just a moment here.
His third base is already pretty low. The Banelings do need to get some nice connections, of course. Kira's going to want to try to focus fire those down. Lambo keeping them alive as much as possible. Doesn't want to just suicide them onto those Hellbats. But for now, it looks like Kira's just going to walk away, seeing how many units Lambo has prepared for this, and will just keep his army alive for as long as possible. So nice defense from Lambo. Basically just had to take some HP down onto that hatchery, move the drones away, and was able to defend pretty simply.
Yeah, he's going to be going into Hydralisk behind this. Go for that Hydraling Bane composition. You, of course, have the option to go into Lurkers later on, should you so choose. You can also add Ultras. You can have whatever tech you want, really. These Hellbats are still alive, which is something. But I feel like right now, Lambo's position is great. He's up 15 supplies, 77 drones to the 59 SCVs. Some units here may get caught. The Hellbats will help those Marines out right now, but yeah, it feels like it's a little bit dangerous for Kyo to be on the map. He's got his army split into 2 right now, which is great, you know, for the aggressive potential he'll have. We saw Clem, you know, do something like this to great effect, splitting that Terran army. But for now, just gets a couple tumors, forced to go back and pick up.
Yeah, so he's going to be just trying to do as much as possible with these drops. Obviously, the exterior bases are the targets for now, but Lambo continually being on top of where these drops are getting placed will be able to deny them for now. The other attack on the left-hand side is just kind of waiting around. I think it's just it was waiting for a medevac. I think it did just kind of join up there to make sure it's got some healing onto these Marines. So we'll be able to start doing that now, and of course, be able to lift them up if they need to, in the case of an emergency just like that. So is able to keep as many of those alive and then just kind of suicide those Hellbats, since those are pretty much worthless at this point anyways. You don't really need them at this point in the game. And now the units over on the right-hand side could potentially kill off this side base over here into a nice position with these Marines, but plenty of units yet again from Lambo.
Yeah, his Hydra speed is just finishing up, so these medevacs do have to be careful not to get caught by those. And he started his 2-2 instantly, by the way, Lambo did, so his upgrade timings are very, very fast here. The 1-1 just finished up for Terran. He's now going into the Widow Mine upgrade as well. Again, 3 more racks, an extra CC going up to 4 already, so we may have a longer game on our hands here, which I think is really good for Lambo. I think he's very good in these late games. And just look at the supplies right now. He's so far ahead in supply. The army supply better, the work account better. Everything looking good for Lambo at the moment.
And his 2-2 is going to be way ahead of Cure as well, so he's going to really be able to hit a very nice timing once all of this stuff does kind of come to fruition. He's basically going to be maxed out in just a moment here once he gets another Overlord set up. And he's really getting a nice position on this map. He's got everything over on the right-hand side ready to do a counterattack on that 4th base. He's got his main army on the left. He's got the watchtowers set up as well. He sees that medevac in the corner. So he literally knows basically everything going on the map right now, except for this one medevac on the left-hand side. But again, that's not really that much. It's just one medevac, so it's not going to be the craziest amount of damage potential. And his army's basically right there anyway. Can deal with it very easily.
Yeah, denying the 4th base for a moment there does Lambo. The mine shoot. These Lings are all going to die. I think they're trying to hold the Marines in place for the Banes, but not quite able to do it. Ooh, will he focus fire the Banes? Okay, one of them goes off, but these Marines will get back to that tank for the moment. More Ling Bane coming in from the other side as well. A lot of Zerg units dying here.
Yeah, Lambo really did try to chase that. He tried to overextend with that Ling counterattack, trying to go for the wraparound with those as well on the back end, but unfortunately unable to get that. So kind of an overextension there into the easily defended position with the tanks and everything from Cure. So that's a bit unfortunate for Lambo that he wasn't able to find that, but still, delaying the 4th base for a decent amount of time, it's pretty good on his end. We'll be able to deny this drop on the left-hand side. The one on the right also hasn't really done anything, so that's not like a game-ending move from Lambo or anything. He didn't just suicide a ridiculous amount of units. He'll still be totally fine, just not really able to find that punch that he really wanted. If he was able to catch those Marines in a much more efficient way and not lose so many Zerglings while trying to do so, there was a chance that he might have been able to actually snowball that into a victory.
Yeah, and his Hive's not the fastest possible in this game, so I feel like he wanted to get some damage done with his first max out. Not like he had to and it was, you know, all in or anything like that, but it would have been nice. He is now going to go into the Hive, get Burrow, fill out the rest of his upgrades. He's actually getting +1 for the Hydras, as well as Overlord speed. 2-2 finishing up now for Cure as he starts to make a Ghost transition and adding 2 more CCs. So we may see what the patch was supposed to do here is Ghosts and CCs coming out.
Yeah, this is
4 CCs.
Okay, well there's the patch. We were kind of waiting. We were saying, yeah, the late game, it's possible that you can just kind of spam those out a little bit easier now. And so, yeah, that's 11 minutes and 4 extra CCs getting put down. That is quite a lot of economy that's going to be coming on out. Lots of mules that could be dropped, a lot of planetaries that can be morphed as well. So we'll see how this ends up looking out. This is going to be our first real big late game situation of TVZ that we've seen on this new iteration of the patch. A couple medevacs still trying to find their damage out in the natural. Will be able to get cleared up pretty easily, but it looks like they actually might have either killed there was a base there. Okay, yeah. So he was actually able to get a cancel on that forward base. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, Queen going down as well. And right now, Cure has a lot of army on the left side of the map here. Lambo has a lot on the right. He has his army split, so he can deal with both sides of this Terran push. And he's added Infestors into this. He's going into Adrenal, getting his 3-3, kind of filling out the tech. That Fungal completely whiffs, but I think until the Ghost count gets very high, this could be okay for Lambo still. 3-3 on the way for Cure as well. 2 Ghosts being made at a time, and I think this is it. We're going to have the first proper late game TVZ of the night, Gemini.
Absolutely. Strap on in, everybody. Get your popcorn. We are potentially in for a very long game here as Cure is really not trying to move out on the map whatsoever. He's just slowly trying to take these exterior bases. He's got his sensor tower set up as well. Oh, but huge bungle over on the right-hand side. Cure not paying attention to that location, and now the Banelings getting past the planetary, getting a lot of those SCVs and the planetary itself. So now Lambo can even just go on the left-hand side as well, as these units are clumped up into this little choke point right here. So those are going to get killed off, but a lot of Lambo's units trading out to be able to get this damage. But that's a nice first blow, as the Morbanely still get even more SCVs.
Yeah, 22 SCVs go down. The one CC went down. I mean, Kira has plenty that he can replace that with. These SCVs did survive. That's something. There is this base up in the top right of the map. I'm not sure if Lambo knows about this. I see a Overlord or Overseer going over to check that. Okay, so Lambo knows that Kira was trying to take that location, but for now the CC actually has to leave because Kira's army just isn't big enough to actually hold that base right now if he were to commit to taking it.
Yeah, that was a very sudden engagement out of Lambo. Really good decision making, just kind of noticing that Kira just kind of left his Marines all clumped up in that kind of forward position. So really good to just kind of strike at that one moment. Kira not paying attention, and that's really started to break the doors open right now. Lambo, it looked like for a moment it was going to be very difficult for him to actually break through some of this defense that Kira was setting up. But now I feel like there's a pretty good opportunity. Now that this isn't a planetary on this top base anymore, it allows him to easily go in for yet another attack.
Yeah, the Infestor's there looking for a big fungal. Not going to get it just right away this time. More Bane coming in from the bottom as well. Big flanks here. There's just so much Zerg flooding into this base right now. The Marauders tank a lot of Banes there. This tank's going to go down. His CC is on fire. That one Hydra might actually take it out if it doesn't get repaired. I mean, Kyo's bases are just exploding left and right. Can he actually hold on here?
Yeah, there's still units over on this right-hand side as well. It's not too many, so Lambo does need to make sure these stay alive. Of course, two of those being Infestors. Definitely want to keep those things in the game. But yeah, another great attack from Lambo, killing out a lot of the units, resetting the army from Cure, and also resetting the economy just a little bit. Not an insane amount of SCV damage that time compared to the first time, but still, being able to reset the army is what you want. Making sure that the ghost count can't get ridiculous, making sure the tank count doesn't get ridiculous, and then the Liberators as well. If he can deny that from happening, then it's going to be really good for him, because all three of those things are necessary for the Terran to make sure they can turtle up safely.
Here come the Vipers, get those blinding clouds down on some tanks. The Banes run in, Fungal goes down on a small group of Bio. There's so many Banes looking for something to hit on the top. Looks like they'll be content with just taking this base out again, rinse and repeat. More SCVs go down. This is starting to look like critical damage now for Lambo as he takes out, you know, a lot of the eco of Curie. He's down to 50 SCVs, frantically trying to rally Bio over to this central point here at the bottom of all these ramps, but there is not enough, and Lambo takes the series 2-0.
All right, well, Lambo coming back to play in this series. Didn't really have anything to show versus Clem, but yeah, that was a very good set out of Lambo. I mean, it really kind of showed that top four form that we saw from last season coming to return here. And in two different styles as well. The first one being with that nice Road Ravager all in with the Egg Morphs. And then this one being the very solid late game macro style, just really taking no damage early on and then just using that to catapult his way to a very clean victory once he took those, you know, like fifth, sixth bases and then was able to continually deny the fourth from Cure.
Yeah, just amazing play from Lambo. I feel like he always needs a warm-up set, you know? Like last season it was the same as well. Like he didn't play as well as he could in the first set, and then after that he looked amazing. Today he was up against Clem, and sometimes it's just hard to play your best against Clem. He's so good at the video game.
Lambo's also mentioned that he kind of has a bit of a mental block against Clem as well.
Right.
It's kind of just, he ends up playing against him and he just kind of overthinks things and stuff like that. So yeah, it's rough to get a match against him in the opening series.
Yep, so just looking at our groups here at the moment, Sarah and Beyond went through Group A, Rogue and Solo got out of Group B. As of right now, Clem has already advanced, and Lambo will move on to face Scarlett in the final match of the day to see who makes it out of Group D and who is eliminated.
Yes, could be a Terran and a... Well, it is a Terran. Sorry.
Could be.
Sorry. I was still like 2 series ago with my commentary there.
Right, yeah.
But yes, it will be a Terran and a Zerg coming out of Group D, so that's very nice to see. Of course, as much diversity as possible in the race layout for our playoffs will be great. And yeah, it's going to be one of the 2 Zergs. This is our schedule, by the way.
Yeah, this is our schedule.
I didn't know we were doing another slide.
Yeah, neither did I, but here it is. It's all on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, every day for 5 weeks. Not Saturday, Sunday for 5 weeks straight. And we are starting at 6 p.m. KST, 1 hour earlier than usual. And of course, Gemini, the final 2 players will be at
Whoa,
BlizzCon.
that's crazy. Yes, casted by Tasteless themselves as well.
Oh, man.
They will be there for the Classic Cup, so they're going to also be doing the grand finals of Season 6 over at BlizzCon. It's going to be crazy. Make sure you guys tune in for that. But we still got more coming for this RSL group. The final match of the day is going to be coming up, a ZVZ. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for waiting. It's time to close out Group D with the final best of 3 of the night.
Yeah, we got a ZVZ, our first one of the night. It's been all ZVTs up until now.
Yeah,
we've been waiting, yeah.
It's been a bit of a ZVT deep dive here, but this final ZVZ of the evening is a welcome one. Lambo versus Scarlett, another matchup that, I mean, is it 2026?
Right,
This is crazy.
it feels like a blast from the past, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how this goes. ZVZ, like a lot has changed in the matchup.
Yeah.
Since the 8 worker start. The early game especially, all the different builds, kind of rock, paper, scissors in a way. Like Temple is really good against Hatch First, but later pools are not good against Hatch First. All that kind of stuff. So
I think a lot of times you get these patches and these balance updates, whatever you want to call them, and people kind of focus on the asymmetric matchups, but a lot of times the impact on mirror matchups is massive as well.
Yeah. I think Zerg versus Zerg has been impacted a lot. I hear that PvP has changed a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not a Protoss player, but it seems like there's a lot of different stuff there as well. But we'll be diving into it. Eternity's Edge is going to be our first map here. Lambo in the top left. Scarlett down here in the bottom right.
Yeah. So one player is going to be eliminated. The other will be going on deeper into the RSL. And of course, as a reminder for everybody, we're in Group D today. Group C is tomorrow. We had some scheduling conflicts that we had to accommodate for one of our players. So you didn't miss Group C, don't worry. And I just look forward to, you were talking about PvP. We're going to have a lot of that tomorrow. So it'll be fun to kind of explore that matchup as well.
Yeah, I want to see how PvP is looking. I also just want to see what Hero's doing on this patch, if he gets a PvZ at some point in the group. I'm always kind of looking at him at what Protoss's best plan is in each matchup,
He's kind of the Protoss North Star, right? As far as like who's on top of the meta and who kind of understands how to approach the game in the right way. Just kind of getting a closer look at all the little details on this map. Very cool looking map, by the way.
Yeah, some of these maps are so detailed and kind of artistic and aesthetically pleasing these days. It's really nice. The map makers doing some really good work.
Yeah, so right now, as it happens sometimes in ZVZ, we're looking at the production tabs and it's identical, right? The pools are literally synced up. Drones are hatching at almost the exact same time. And we're probably going to stay like this until we have a deviation. Like right now, for instance, Scarlett's hatchery is going to be a little bit earlier. But for now, they are doing the exact same thing, right?
Yeah.
Milliseconds apart from each other and what's coming out. So nobody has the lead just yet. We've got the gas started for Lambo. And we're waiting to see if Scarlett will start her gas soon.
Yeah, Lambo's gas pretty.
Wow.
Oh, actually going to send a drone out to
For
this
a third hatch.
to the gold base.
I was about to say I assume she would get a gas because what else would you do? But this is exactly what you apparently want to do. Is take a gold base right away. Now this means link speed is going to be later.
Yes.
Link speed is incredibly impactful in the matchup ZVZ, right? I mean, speedlings are just so much stronger. But the question is that the tech that Lambo is going to choose? We have a lot of games where Zerg just kind of turtle on 2 bases and go into a layer as well.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking, how do you even hold the gold base without ling speed? Like if Lambo decides to go into, quick lings and banes.
Yeah, I think you can.
And just attacks it. But then the question is, will Lambo actually see it? Because, it's kind of obscure. It's on the side of the map. If you make it look like you're playing a normal build back home, maybe you even do like a little fake mini wall or something like that. I'm not sure. There's some mind games here being played, definitely, and Scarlett does have a gas now. So maybe you just try to get to your ling speed at some point, and then you're going to be the aggressor, or I'm very curious how she's going to use this gold base.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously there's going to be a big uptick in mineral income here. Maybe it's going to be some kind of a roach play to bust down the entrance. We do have this the Baneling nest here being built right now by Lambo.
Yeah. I think it's difficult to transfer workers though. There's overlords outside the bases here. Unless you shoo them away with queens, they may see the transfer. Like this overload we see on the left of the screen will go down to the
I don't
the
think you
normal
want to
third base.
transfer. Am I wrong?
No, I think you're right. I was just wondering, like, how do you use this gold base, you know? I guess you just make some workers there, but...
Yeah, I think you just throw some workers there. And it's not so much a launching pad for a closer attack. It's just sort of a boost in the minerals to the point where, you know, I think someone from Lambo, who's, you know, he is very calculated in what he needs to make in order to defend safely. You don't want to overmake or undermake, right? He may be thrown off, right? He sees no third base there, and obviously there's no third base there. Those are the two obvious places to go. But on any map where there's a gold base, you should at least have that in the back of your head, right? I mean, you should be trying to check that and confirm that. But we don't have that check coming in here just yet.
Yeah, Lambo's wondering what's up right now. There is going to be a wall at the front, and Scarlett's going into +1 carry base. So this looks like it's going to be a mass Ling build off the 3 base with a bit of extra eco with that gold. Lambo confirms there's no layer. So this is not a 2 base player. You'd already have your layer or some kind of tech going on.
He has to know it's a gold base right now.
He has to know something is up. There is a Bane nest in the wall. And he sees that there are drones here as well. So I wonder if Lambo's putting together the pieces here. This is a lot of Lings being made right now for Scarlett.
Yeah. Lambo's armor upgrade is not going to finish before Scarlett's, right? So the armor upgrade is only going to equalize at best. So there's more Banes being made. And the attack is going to hit pretty soon here. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I actually got wires crossed in my brain. I thought that Scarlett had made the Roach Swarm, but it's actually Lambo that did that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right now Scarlett's just pressuring, trying to see what she can get done. Lambo has Banes earlier than Scarlett, so for the moment he will be okay. This drone might actually dies. That might have ran around and seen the gold base there. I'm curious if... Oh, Lambo actually saw the creep. Okay, so he knows that there's a gold base down here.
Yeah, even if he just saw creep, he would have also seen the workers when the creep was spotted, right? So he should have seen the blip on the map.
Yeah.
We've got more Banes being produced, and I mean, Lambo wants to obliterate this position over here. We don't have any roaches yet in the mix, so, you know, Banelings, you know, what they hit, they will kill.
Yeah, Lambo decides it's just unacceptable to allow the gold base to keep mining. It'll be too far behind. Gonna just try and kill this, and in one shot here, sending so many Lings and Banes down here. These 2 Lings could get 2 Banes. A very nice trade there, but he's got a Roach follow-up coming, but so does Scarlett.
Yeah, this is getting pretty hectic right now. We've got a lot more Lings and Banes coming out here for Scarlett. Scarlett is basically in a position now where that gold base has really kicked in. Obviously, drones were transferred off and are back on, but you're getting the boost from that. And keep in mind, Lambo is not really mining from the mineral-only base. We've got some damaged drones. Damaged drones obviously still return full minerals, right? So Scarlett's pretty comfortable, and I think this is the moment where she's going to be activated on the map. She's going to be coming out and trying to basically flatten the third and or, you know, natural base expansion here and take that out. Now, there's a big counterattack from Lambo, and I don't see anything to defend here. In fact, he's going to be able to take out both queens, drones, everything over here.
Yeah, all the queens going to fall here. So many Lings in that base. So a couple units going down to the gold as well. But the issue is all this army of Scarlet's at the front. Can Lambo actually make enough to hold on? I think his third is going to go down for sure. This might end up in some kind of weird low eco game if they both lose a bunch of drones here. Okay, Lambo sending some Roach and Banes over to deal with these Roaches. 14 drones go down for Scarlett already. That run by was a big success, but Scarlett still has the worker lead.
Yeah,
for the moment.
For the time being, yeah. And of course, the gold base is just going to be more minerals coming in every time you return that. But it does seem like Lambo's kind of stabilizing right now. Scarlett's going to try to I think, regroup here. It does feel like everything positionally for her is kind of fractured, right? There's like roaches here and there, and Lambo's a little bit more consolidated in his position. He's able to kind of pick his fights and win them when he can. Lambo is going to move down now, and you know this gold base, it's a very easy location to attack into. It's far away from the other production facilities, and of course it's high value, so it's not a situation that, you know, Scarlett can really abandon without possibly giving up any opportunity to win this game. And I think Lambo may be close to just closing this one out. Yes. It feels like the reinforcements are going to show up right when the units that were there are dying. And without this base and Lambo being on a healthy third base, I think the game will end.
Yeah, everything falling to pieces here for Scarlett, making one last-ditch attempt to save the base, but cannot in the end. And Lambo, The run by was so clutch. It took out 28 drones. If he doesn't do that run by and just tries to defend to the front,
Yeah.
I think it looked really good for Scarlett. She just had more roaches. But the mobility of the Lings, getting in there, taking out all the queens as well, so you don't have as many injects. Really good run by Lambo. And I thought he was in trouble at the beginning when he didn't see the gold base for so long.
Same.
And Scarlett was mining from it as well. Really cool game plan, by the way. But yeah, Lambo, his tactics in real time were very good towards the end.
Yeah, it's funny. I think had Lambo just kept everything back at his base and tried to defend, he would have lost.
Yeah, possibly.
Right.
Yeah.
He took a kind of a bit of a beating there, but killing so many drones and kind of it makes the game so much messier for Scarlett because you have all these different positions you're both attacking from and trying to rally units from to that third base to kill. I mean, really nicely done there from Lambo. I thought he handled it really well. Cool ideas from Scarlett, but you can see that once the rush hasn't finished the game, it's like a tough position to play from. I mean, this is why we see people expand next to where the previous base is, right? You kind of grow in an organized way in a position on the map and not just taking bases everywhere. And that's because otherwise you end up with these positions that are just too complicated to manage.
Yeah, the risk is higher and the reward is high as well. You know, that's why we don't take a goal base every game.
Yeah.
It's so hard to defend it, especially when you have just slow roaches. Scarlett went very roach heavy after the initial +1 carapace Ling pressure, which is good to kill your opponent, but it's not good to A, defend run bys, and B, defend your gold base, which is so far away from your natural.
Right. So well done by Lambo. I think Scarlett put up a good fight.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Necropolis now for map number 2 here. Lambo with a 1-0 lead. Can Scarlett come back and tie this up, or are we going to see Lambo 2-0 and move on? I was about to say, this is the last group of the RSL. No, it's not. We have Group C tomorrow.
Yeah.
It is Group D. It's supposed to be the last group. But this will at least be the last match here for the night. So let's see if Scarlett can even this out, or Lambo moves on.
Yeah, Scarlett, one of our players voted in this season. Would be a shame to see her go out in the group stage. Feels like she's been, more active in StarCraft recently. Of course, Lambo did very well at his first RSL last season, getting top 4. We'd also like to see him move on, so, one of them has to go. It's a shame, but that's the way it is in the groups. And we will be finding out who it is shortly.
Right. So last game we had similar openings until we saw that break where it was Scarlett going for the gold base here. We'll see, what these two have planned for us as the game starts to develop. It was Lambo going with an extractor trick initially there.
Yeah, there's basically two good builds at the moment. There's 11 Overlord and there's 12 Overlord into extractor trick.
Right.
And Lambo's kind of talked about this, and he basically said the difference is almost negligible. 12 Overlord, 11 Overlord, it's basically the same. Like, it's so similar in terms of eco that you can do whichever one you prefer.
Right.
Was kind of the TLDR of that one. Lambo actually going to go for the hatch first this game, while Scarlett opts for the pool first. So Lambo's eco will be slightly better, just a little bit.
And, it's going to be hatch first versus pool first. So, it already is a different startup here. We'll see if they end up in roughly the same spot here. But nothing really cheesy coming out just yet.
Yeah.
A hatch first. Some people would say hatch first versus pool if the pool isn't super early is like a little bit better, right? You kind of get a few more drones out. You get to get the resources from the other base. But a pool first keeps you safer versus cheesier stuff. It's sort of this this circular counter thing where, and none of them are hard countering each other either. It's just like now you're in slightly different positions where someone might be able to get a little bit ahead economically.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. Scarlett extractor tricks out the 19th drone there as well at 21. I like this. You just have a little period where you're waiting for that Overlord that you make at 19 after the Queen. So just being able to get that extra drone out a little bit quicker is nice, even though it looks weird to be supply blocked like that for so long. You can't mine from the natural yet anyway, so that's just the most optimal build order. And yeah, like we were talking about, hatch first slightly better against the 16 pool in terms of eco, but not too much that is unplayable or you have to all in after it or something like that. As we see the income graph here, both of them having a little turn, having some extra eco for a moment or two.
And we're just in a droning phase. Lambo has started Zergling's speed, and Scarlett starts her speed as well. So the speed, it's negligible the distance between these two. What we're really looking more to is like, does someone start a layer while the other one takes a third hatchery? What kind of game are we going to have? Because each of the different types of ZVZ styles have different properties when they interact with each other. So in this case, it's going to be the third hatchery put out here. Now, do we have a third hatchery at a third base by Scarlett to match this, or do we go into attack?
That is the question. Scarlett's made a third queen while Lambo has not, so that's where the extra minerals are going for the moment.
Right.
As both these players drone up, neither of them going for a pressure. Like you often see Ling production start once the first inject pops, but both of them just using that inject to drone for the moment. Lambo now going to make some Lings, and the third base for Scarlett is going to be coming down just a little bit later on.
Yeah, and you're seeing some different ideas on how to prioritize what to open up with here, and this is always one of the more interesting things in a fresh out of the oven, new patch iteration of the game, to kind of see those differences and how they spell themselves out. And also, what appears to end up actually being stronger.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I thought I saw her start Scoop, but she must have canceled it.
She did cancel it,
Okay.
yeah. She definitely started it, but going to cancel it. She's going for 2 Evos right now. And Lambo's been making a lot of Lings, which are going to make their way down to this third base. Is there actually anything here to save this for Scarlett? It looks like there is not. She's not even making a bunch of units at the moment, so this will just straight up be cancelled. The drone will die. There is a wall at the front, so I mean, as long as the control is good here, there are 3 queens to help out against the Zerglings. Starting to make the second layer of defense to, plug this wall once again is Scarlett.
Yeah. Nicely done, but now Scarlett economically is going to be on her back foot because, Lambo right now has Scarlett trapped at her base. In fact, he's going to come in, he's going to come in again and hit the queen, and this is going to be another queen that's killed, and you're going to lose money after cancel.
That queen's going to die.
Okay.
Just gets the Evo in time there.
Lambo's in such a good position.
Yeah,
That's so nice to force the Evos to make and cancel again. That's
Right.
wild.
Yeah, that's very nice. And I mean, it's dangerous to cancel these, or the Lings will run in and get a full scout. Okay, he's going to plug the hole with a Roach. That's nice. The plus side for Scarlett is she has the much faster layer. Hers is already done. And because of that, she has the much faster Roach speed. And she's going double upgrades. And she's going to go for a Spire behind this as well. So Lambo's going to have the better eco, more mining for the moment. But the tech is all in Scarlett's favor. Wow. 300 extra minerals coming in for Lambo at the moment. He's going to try and hit a timing here. Move across the map, preferably before the mutas come out. The Spire's not even halfway done yet, so I think there's no worry of them being out in time to defend this. And he's going to drone behind it as well.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be really hard for Scarlett to play from. I got to say, Lambo is playing like a really masterful game.
Yeah.
There is Roaches to defend here. And there is, structurally a position you can kind of collapse behind, but now Scarlett's going to move out.
Yeah, I think Lambo makes enough units to kind of threaten the third base, make sure Scarlett just doesn't take it for free. But behind that, he drones, and he continues his tech. He's getting his own Roach speed. He does need to oversee a scout at some point to know that the mutas are coming. Oh, okay. That would have been huge.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think I actually didn't analyze that correctly a second ago. That you come out just to make sure that they have to have enough to defend this, and they can't get a third base right away, and then you back up. Because right now Lambo is already in a very winning position. Doesn't mean that Scarlett can't reverse, the direction this game's going. But basically Lambo's keeping Scarlett pretty oppressed developmentally. The third base is late. The tech, mutas are only just now hatching. That's going to be Scarlett's first real opportunity to try to come back. And by the way, the Lings could counterattack if Scarlett isn't thorough in defending this. This could just be killed. In fact, I think this is going to go down.
That would be a huge loss to lose this third base again.
Oh, man. Lambo's playing so well. I mean, we've seen 3 or 4, in a pretty short game, by the way, 3 or 4 really good strategic moves that just put Lambo several paces ahead of Scarlett here.
Yeah, he's been in control for a long period of this game, keeping Scarlett on 2 bases. She does have the tech advantage. She has the Mutalist out, but he was able to saturate his third base very early, so we have a huge income advantage for Lambo right now. And he's going into his anti-muta defense. He's getting his Spore Crawlers. He's going into the Hydralisk Den, +1 on the way. Okay, now there's enough Roaches that you can't go in with the Lings. But this has kind of stunted Starlett's economic growth so much. She has 62 drones, but she can't mine another base for so long here.
Yeah, and then those drones, you're not going to get any real value out of them, right? I mean, StarCraft 2, it's kind of punishing in that sense, right? You don't get to super saturate on mineral patches. Another attack in here, and that will snowball the damage down again. Dude, this is crazy how well this game has gone for Lambo here. Now, Scarlett, she's not totally underwater yet, but this is a really uphill fight for her. I mean, Lambo has played so perfectly at this point in time. Again, he's sat back on 3 bases. He's developing in a really healthy way. Scarlett is actually trying to push ahead with a 4th base here, by the way. Don't be confused when you see on the minimap. It's actually been Lambo that's been ahead all the time. I think someone could walk in, look at the minimap, and say, oh, Scarlett must be winning here because I see a 4th base making. Scarlett is trying to play catch-up.
Yeah, just to talk about Scarlett's game plan here a little bit. She has not massed muters here. She's just made a few muters to provoke the response from Lambo of going into infestors, of going into hydras. And the danger for Lambo in this game is that he makes too many units that are good enough against that are good against muters that he can't survive a big Roach Ravager max out, which is what Scarlett's doing. She had double upgrades. She's just got a 2-2 finishing right now. If she hits as she's maxed out, you can do really well with Roach Ravager into a Hydra-based army. Obviously, you have the Fungals there as well to help out. But that's kind of the game plan here. Make some muters and then go for this Roach Ravager max.
Yeah, and this is going to hit really hard. Lambo looks like he's going to set up for a counterattack, but this is actually intercepted by, I think, a counterattack set up here by Scarlett. So the counterattacking armies are going to be collided into each other. Lambo has a lot more and will chase this away. And Scarlett's going to pull the trigger. She's going to come up now, and she's going to try to hit this position. The angling's not that comfortable for Scarlett. A great fungal. A lot of damage on those Ravagers.
Yeah, all the Ravagers get fungaled there. They try to walk back, but they're so slow. Lambo taking this engagement aggressively, trying to dive onto the Ravagers. Big counterattack at the 4th base of Scarlett. Take out all the drones and may get the base as well. And it looks like Lambo's starting to crush this army here.
Yeah, Lambo fighting back really well. The counterattack killed off a decent amount of drones. There's so many more roaches pouring out of the position from Lambo, where we could see another counterattack come here, possibly hitting that 4th base. I was about to say no 4th. I think I see a drone going down and make a 4th right now. Yeah, right. Lambo starts a 4th just now, covered up by the units lost tab. There it is. And, right now, I don't know that either side can attack into each other without suffering some losses, but Lambo's going to do a bit of a covert move here. He's going to basically burrow roaches right underneath this pop-out and create this whack-a-mole position where Scarlett's going to lose drones and have to come chase these around and basically put out a bunch of different fires all over the map. And from there, Lambo might be able to set up for another punish where he hits another base.
Yeah, Scarlett's army is all out on the map, by the way. It's going to be very difficult to deal with these roaches once they start unburrowing in all the different bases. Like you say, kind of whack-a-mole style. Going to get the queen here. More drones going to fall at that base. Scarlett's going to say, okay, you've got units on my side of the map. I need to shove. I need some counter damage. Going to start to get the roach run. If that goes down, Lambo can make roaches, but so many more coming from this side. The fungal goes down as well. Lambo encroaching this army here.
Yeah, juicy fungal there. And, it seems like Scarlett's reinforcements are slowly being overpowered here. What looked like a strong position turned into a surround on her army, and the roaches are still present here. You can see Scarlett's having to come hunt these down and pick them off. There were still 2 hidden down at the 3rd base, close to 6 o'clock. And Scarlett's supply, it's starting to get a little bit shaky here. She's at 138. Lambo, with a decent income, he might have enough muscle here. I mean, the army supply is 100 to 77, so I think if Lambo just regroups, he should be able to take out one of these bases from Scarlett.
Yep, that 4th base looks like a prime location for an attack. Scarlett had to re-drone there as she lost so many, which is lava you're not spending on your Roach Ravager army, so you can see the army supply in favor of Lambo right now, as well as the workers. I mean, the main's starting to mine out here. I feel like everything's going his way at the moment. He's actually making a round of Lings here, which is very interesting at this point. I'm trying to find a reason you would make Lings at this point. I guess for a run-by, like he's going to send them around the side of the map to attack somewhere Scarlett doesn't expect. Continuing with the burrow harassment as well is Lambo sending those few roaches in to make as much of a nuisance of themselves as possible.
Okay, he is going to come down now. Scarlett He's got some of her army in the middle, in between the third and fourth base. And it looks like, yeah, Lambo's going to have to just kind of break off from this and regroup. Scarlett wants to make a hatchery, I assume, over here. You could actually use those burrowed roaches to prevent that.
Yeah, Lambo now begins the lurker transition, which is very far away for Scarlett. She doesn't have the infestation pit yet, or even a Hydra down at the moment. Actually going to force the cancel with just the 3 roaches there.
Yeah, you can technically damage that down to the point where it dies if you do that right when it starts.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's funny, when you have tech like this, it can be hard to attack into each other, right? Like, especially if the defender has a wider area to spread units out, it kind of doesn't make sense to have anything forced through a bottleneck, right? You're just going to be trading poorly. The Scarlett's freeing up supply by coming up here and hitting Lambo, taking out drones or queens or anything she can find.
Yeah, she's now beginning her own lurker transition, but it's much later than Lambo's. So I do worry he may have some kind of lurker time and he can hit once range finishes, something like that. These roaches will all be cleaned up at Lambo's third base. I don't think they got too much done at all there. Still full saturation. Lambo has 6 lurkers on the way right now. Going to start that range upgrade as soon as Hive finishes, I imagine. And the Hive just now begins, as well as the lurker den for Scarlett.
Okay. Scarlett going to move out here. Scarlett, I think, by the way, has gotten to the point in this game where, like, you know, this could go either way. I think Scarlett's, you know, dug herself out of that hole from earlier. I think this is still very winnable still for her. I do like Lambo's tech a little bit better. I think you can see Scarlett's playing a little bit of catch-up by getting the lurker tech of her own. These lurkers over here, it makes it very hard to ever hang out and try to fight for too long. You have to basically use those corrosive biles to pick off the lurkers. I wouldn't mind seeing some roaches sent onto another location here on the map instead of just trying to force a fight here. There is a counterattack coming from Lambo as well.
Yeah, moving down towards that 5th base of Lambo are these roaches and 2 lurkers as well. So it's going to be very difficult to defend that with just, you know, roaches of your own. That base will probably fall. Scarlett's still trying to make it work over here, this push. Throwing down so many biles, picking off whatever lurkers she can. +3 +3 attack as well as lurker range on the way for Lambo. So his attack is so far ahead right now. Seismic Spines finishing up. And yeah, that might be the moment he decides to, you know, I can actually do something with these lurkers, not just defensively here.
Yeah, this hatchery is still here. Lambo's been defending this for minutes now. And it seems like Scarlett's going to eventually abandon the push over there. You really can't, pry that position open very easily. Scarlett moves up towards the upper right, but Lambo's in both positions here. This charge is being led by a drone that I assume is going to be used to make a base up here.
They're all scared of him.
That's
look.
Scarlett the drone right there, chasing him down.
Fearless leader of the Zerg.
Looks like the drone's going to be sent back probably. Maybe that's just going to be in the control group. We'll see. But anyways, right now, Lambo could pounce on Scarlett in the 3 o'clock position here. I don't know if Lambo actually knows that location's being taken either.
Yeah, he is posturing down here. Scarlett is actually burrowing roaches through the middle of this army. There's no detection, though. She actually unburrows on top of everything here. The lurkers will try to burrow and get their damage off in time. I'm not sure if it was a good idea to unburrow here. That looks very suspicious.
Is it better to just stay under there? I guess the problem is either way, that army's going to come up there and do a lot of damage. But that was a bad exchange for Scarlett, whose supply has now plummeted to 75% of what she could have totaled out right now. And I think this is a real opening now for Lambo. Lambo can come down here and take out a base or two, and maybe even press for more damage or retreat and try to get even bigger.
Yeah, the hatchery falls. Lambo's building up a big bank here, by the way. Not only is his army bigger, he can remake so much more than Scarlett, and she realizes it. GG is called.
It was like a really good game until that, I think, kind of questionable unburrow.
Yeah, that was, I mean, I don't know if she thought, oh, he's probably going to have an overseer coming as well. I need to just do something quickly before my army's under the ground and gets detected. Or maybe she thought I can unburrow, pick off a few lurkers and run away before they burrow. I'm not sure what the idea was there, but the trade ended up going Lambo's way for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Lambo played really well. Scarlett, honestly, looked fantastic today.
Yeah.
I mean, we're really grateful that she came back to play in this RSL, but she looked very, very fearsome overall today. But Lambo wins 2-0. Lambo definitely playing better.
Yeah, awesome to see Scarlett still playing in 2026.
Yeah.
Lambo, though, he was so in control of that last game, I feel like. The way he denied all those bases again and again and again and was just always teching, like, quickly.
It was some of the best early game ZVZ we've seen.
Yeah, it was great.
Like, just a perfect decision-making. There were, like, 4 or 5 punishes in there. It's actually a testament to how strong Scarlett is.
Yeah.
That she basically came back in the late game, and if you had just, you just showed up to that, you would have no idea that she had taken a beating that hard early on there. So that does it for today, guys. We're gonna pull the results up, or
I'm gonna pull something up in just a second here.
there we go. Yeah, as you guys can see, Clem and Lambo. I guess we don't have the score up there, but Lambo wins 2-1 there. Scarlett is out 1-2.
Yep.
And we had to do Group D before Group C here because of some scheduling conflicts. So we're gonna be back tomorrow for Group C.
Yeah, Cure goes 0-2 in groups. I think that's quite a shock. I mean, Cure's been very strong for a long time.
I'll tell you, man. I mean, Cure is one of the best players there is. So
Yeah.
it is wild. And also, by the way, no disrespect to the players in this group. I think a lot of people thought Cure would get out of this group.
I mean, I had Clem and then probably Cure.
Same.
Probably. Like, I think it's pretty contested between Lambo and Cure. But I was favoring Cure. But yeah, I didn't expect him to go 0-2 at all.
No, I mean, it's crazy. Obviously, we're in a new patch. Things have been changing. And we're kind of in a discovery mode here, right? As far as what's going to work. And we have a lot of players labbing things out in this tournament of ours in real time. We are in week 2 of the RSL, but we're going to be on every weekend. We're going to be on tomorrow as well, by the way. And if you have been living under a rock and you didn't know, well, how embarrassing, but don't worry, I'll fill you in on the secret. It's not really a secret, on the thing everybody knew but you. We're going to be at BlizzCon for the Season 6 finals. This is Season 6. The finals of this tournament you're watching will be at BlizzCon.
Oh, baby.
Artie and me are going to be casting it. We've been super excited to announce this for a while. And when we're done with this season, we're not done for the year. We've got another event coming up after this that we'll have more info to announce about that later. So here's what is going to be going on each day, guys. So after this weekend, we're going to be in the upper bracket quarters. You see it all there. Yeah. I can't read.
Yeah. Group C's tomorrow. That's all you need to know. I can't read.
There's a lot of words.
There's a lot of words on this screen.
Words that I don't use when I talk about tournaments. I'm like, I can't. You know what?
Can we get some more pictures on these slides? Diagrams.
So guys, listen. Viewers from Beijing and Warsaw, and most importantly, Dallas and North Sentinel Island. Your time zones are up here. We are starting this season, well, we have been, I should say, an hour earlier.
Yeah.
So it just made a little bit more sense for everybody working here. They could get on the train, get home a little bit earlier. And I'm happy to say the viewership's been the same or better. So that's good. So we did the right thing. Except for the people that can only join us at a later time. Sorry, you guys. But the show time has moved. Archon Studio. Oh, do we love Archon Studio.
So
Archon
much
Studio,
love.
If you're watching, I got some kisses for you. A couple little free kisses from Tasteless.
I had to look away for that.
They're not free, actually. I take it back.
They're not
they
free,
sponsored us. So those are actually some very expensive kisses.
Those are the most
from
expensive
Tasteless.
kisses in town, man.
That's right. I'll give you a little bonus. They are the makers of the StarCraft tabletop miniatures game. And honestly, this product is incredible.
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing the StarCraft universe truly deserves. They did it justice. So check them out. They've been supporting the RSL since the day we announced. We are so grateful. We've got their figurines here in the studio. Ziggy's been painting them every day before we start the RSL. We're slowly getting our collection complete over here. A lot of time to put love into those figurines, by the way. It takes a lot of work and focus to get those painted. Very rewarding, though.
Yeah.
And, of course, it's also a game you can play as well.
I'm really looking forward to us sitting down and playing a game with it this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, guys, check out the Patreon. You can get all your different perks, like voting on the new maps for the next season, voting on which players you want to see in the RSL. You got your replays for your build orders. There's a Discord to hang out and chat. And, of course, you can also sign up on a free tier just to get emails and be notified of when our tournament's going live, when the next season is, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. we've got some merch you guys can buy as well. We've got mugs, hoodies, T-shirts. We've got pins. We've got mouse pads. We've got all sorts of stuff there. RSL related, esports related, other cool stuff there. Patreon supporters do get a discount. And of course, we are trying to grow our YouTube. You know, it's kind of funny. So our YouTube is at, I think it's 14K or like around there. You know, every time we do a season, we get a big boost, got a couple thousand more subscribers, which thank you again for subscribing. When we stream this, we stream on multiple platforms. We stream on Twitch, YouTube X, Kick, everywhere we can. Our YouTube viewers are like 600 or something. Which
is wild.
Concurrent for people watching, which is wild for the size of the channel. So we're confident if we can keep growing this, it's going to get more and more algorithms. The StarCraft viewership on YouTube, I mean, YouTube's just the biggest thing there is on the internet, right? But we are steadily growing it. If you haven't signed up already, let people know. And another announcement, I think we're going to be doing reruns. We're going to experiment with this.
Yeah.
So we know, I mean, the reality is we're in Asia. We've got a lot of players in Europe. It's not the best, it's not the easiest show to watch in a U.S. time zone. And so we figure we're going to try to mess around with reruns. I don't know if it's going to be starting tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see if we get it all figured out. I've never done reruns before, but we'll figure something out. But you may see that on in a different time. You're not missing anything, but we do want to try. I think just having this on Twitch. Twitch is so big, especially in U.S. hours. It's just, I think, good to have a rerun that's on that people can kind of see and go. A lot of people still don't know about this.
Yeah.
This tournament. This is the newest of the tournaments. So expect that.
Yeah, keep it accessible for everyone who couldn't watch it live.
Right.
Maybe you're sleeping. Maybe you're working. Maybe you're doing your hobby or whatever, Maybe you just couldn't catch the show. Maybe, I'll keep going to
maybe you're scamming people on the internet and stealing their money. I'm like, maybe, yeah, I don't know. No, but
I don't know where that came from.
We want to get as many people to see this as possible. So let Americans know. We will probably have reruns coming up here very soon.
Shout out America.
Shout out America. Where the best casters in the world come from. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We love you, and we will see you guys tomorrow for Group C. Take care. Bye-bye.